my support tier list. I have Cloak and Dagger in D tier, and all these AI bots in my
Wow.
comments were like, just speaking to me like,
Getting the hot
yo,
take
Cloak and
early.
Dagger.
So I'm noticing a pattern with your opinion of the people in your ranked games, Cuffy.
Everyone hates Hawkeye. One-shots aren't fun, but he needs it or he's the worst hero in the game.
I would even say that like most supports right now are in a stronger state than Phoenix, which is insane because like Phoenix is still busted, mega broken in my opinion.
I want decisions that increase the skill gap and skill expression in the game. That's what I want. And anything that goes towards that is what I want. I don't really care about this competitive versus non-competitive.
Yeah, I mean, like, we could just LARP and say we don't use EOMM, but, like, we know that you use, like, your own version of it. Like, you know? It doesn't really matter if EOMM is real or not because it feels like it's real and the game is just terrible. Like, that's the bottom line.
What's up, guys, and welcome to a brand new Clear Comms episode. Today, we're joined by, first off, returning guest, Lyte. Welcome back. It's been you know, the comments been asking for you. They've been really wanting to hear
shout
what
out you guys.
Yeah.
Shout out to the boys. It's good to be back.
And then we also are introducing new guest, Coach Cuffy. What's up, Coach? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm glad that I'm finally on this show.
Yeah,
so.
we've been wanting you on for a while. Yeah,
Let's go. Let's go. Welcome.
But you and I have known each other for a long time. But for those of the new listeners that are kind of first hearing about you, can you briefly describe like what you're all about? What do you do? Tell the people.
Yeah, so I'm more of a coach than I am player. Very rarely stream, but for me, my page is mainly around like TikTok stuff. I'm a professional coach. I've coached FaZe, Nightmare. I've coached Crownfall at the moment. So a bunch of teams that have been competing in Ignite and stuff. And essentially, I just like document it all on TikTok. So that's how people know me, I guess.
Oh, that's really cool. What would you say is like the most important attribute for a coach to have? And got a follow-up question to that, but curious to see what you say for that first. You know, I have coach in my name, but
I would say adaptability. Like every team environment is different, but at the same time, coaches tend to have their own strengths. So it's about sticking to kind of the format that you know works well for yourself, but also adapting it to other team environments because that's a very challenging part. People are different.
Yeah. It's interesting you say that because with how quick the patch cycle is for Marvel Rivals, adaptability for a coach seems like the clear number one trait that you would need to have because there's just constant changes happening to the game. So I guess my next question would be, how do you prepare people and get them on board with playing the things that are good? Is it more of like a motivation thing, or is it just saying like, here, this is what's good, you play it? Because the game changes so fast, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. For me personally, and I think this differs between coaches, I like to play off the strengths of my actual roster. So for me, like I've been known to run a lot of different dive comps in EU, especially the super aggressive like full dive, the Rocket Jeff. My team was the first team to run that in our region. I know that. But even though I like that style of play, I'm not gonna force my flex DPS to play a character like Spider-Man. Objectively good in the comp, but it doesn't make sense if that's just not in your flex DPS's skill set. Do you see what I mean? That's what I mean when I say I'm creating that balance.
Then I wanted to ask, is there ever a point in time where, let's say you're coaching a team for a while and you say, okay, we actually need people that can play these things, and it's like we want you to expand your hero pool to that, or do you always just play within what the players currently know? Like, is there ever a encouragement to like increase their hero pool or change, or what do you think?
I think you have to adapt within reason. My current team, Crownfall, last minute we picked up a really top tank player called Rosa, but he's a main tank and we already had a main tank, and that was the issue that we had this Ignite, balancing two shield tanks in a patch where shield tanks are kind of awful, to be honest. So it was like, was it the correct decision? You know what I mean? Playing around like, yes, he is one of the stronger members of the roster, but like, would it have been easier to just pick up an off tank? We ended up playing a lot of Angela, a lot of Venom. He was able to adapt, but I don't think as a coach I was able to find the correct balance by the end of the Ignite season, if that makes sense. But
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
That's something definitely interesting to talk about. Shield tanks have been viable for a while, just to kick it off and get into kind of the more meta discussion. And you're saying that they're not now. I mean, I think maybe a big reason for that is the buff to a lot of the more brawly type characters. Did you want to elaborate on that? I think for me personally, this like the fact that it takes Mag so long to get his ult compared to other heroes is like a big like gate keeping him from being like as good as he. I know Lyte last time you were on here, man.
Yeah,
you were crashing out about Magneto.
You were hating on Mag for,
No,
for
bro.
6 hours
Like-
rolling around, raging.
No, it's been
yeah.
like my hatred for Mag has been resparked recently because I've been like really hard practicing Psylocke. And anytime you're playing a 250 character into Mag, it's just miserable. Like I have to be so careful. If I ever get hit by a right click, I just die. Because even if he doesn't hit like the full combo, it still stun locks me into a degree where someone else can just follow up and one shot me. So it's like it's just boring to play against, bro.
What made you want to pick up Psylocke?
Um, it's just really important to have in my hero pool with how the meta is and like how drafts are. Obviously, like I'm like very known for my Daredevil, and I'm always gonna pick Daredevil because he has such a good matchup spread against DPS. But if Daredevil gets banned out, Psylocke is like the next best in option. So it's just kind of like a thing that I have to do, you know?
Yeah, obviously Psylocke getting buffs to her neutral recently. She's got basically her one shot back, right? Like it's pretty much on like squishies 250. It's like pretty close.
Yeah, it's like pretty reliable against 250s. You still need like a dash or like a perfect spread and like some headshots if you're gonna do it to 275. But if you have the cloak team up, actually, you can do it like pretty consistently. But no one plays cloak in comp, like actual like competitive. So
I knew the answer to that question. I was on Rocket Dude the other day and I got one shot by Psylocke.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make
Yeah.
sure here from the horse's mouth, you know.
That's one of the things I wanted to talk to you, Cuffy, because you know, a lot of people won't really understand that in pro play, Cloak and Dagger is just seeing very little play and like is pretty poor, like by the numbers. Which I don't even know if you agree with, but I like most people in rank think Cloak and Dagger is like the best support. Like they still
no,
think
she's like
she's,
banned
the
so
top.
often, bro.
So
Yeah.
where's that disconnect coming from? Is that a disconnect that's ever going to be closed by people in ranked and people in pro play? What's your insight to that?
I'm so glad you asked me this because my support tier list, I have Cloak and Dagger in D tier, and everyone, all these AI bots in my
Wow.
comments were like, just speaking to me like,
Getting the hot
yo,
take
Cloak and
early.
Dagger.
Cuffy, I'd like
Yeah.
to ask, sorry to interrupt you, but when you make your tier lists, what do you have like in mind when you make them? Is it for ranked? Is it just like in general? Is it for pro play? Is it?
Yeah, so I like keeping it vague, but like my perspective is I straight up spend more time like coaching and looking from an outside perspective in comparison to playing. Like I'm nowhere near like a top ranked player anymore. Like early seasons I was in and around the eternity mark, but now it's like more lower cell and stuff like that. So I do like to think that being low cell, my actual gameplay experience is closer to a lot of people in the comments in comparison to the pros. But
Right.
I do think I am heavily influenced from top level because my perspective is if you guys just played like top level players, you guys would have the same opinions as me or similar-ish opinions. But the reason why I place Cloak there is like very, very low is like I think that the Healbot characters that play from main, for me it's like playing from main has gotten significantly weaker since the new update. A lot of side lane characters have become incredibly relevant, and yes, I agree. Terra Cape is crazy, Fade is crazy, Blind crazy, everything on that kit is crazy, but Cloak and Dagger is not typically a character that gets a lot of value on these side lanes. So if you just play on side lanes, that Cloak character, one, can't build ult, two, can't get big blind value. Yes, I do agree, like her ults are very good. Like her ults are very good, but like in terms of actual neutrals, which is the large majority of the game right now, I will always opt for characters that don't need to rely on other people being around them or drawing resources, if that makes sense.
Is it a case of if you're not best? Well, I guess if you're not best, you're last. If you're not best, you're last. because I looked at I was looking at win rates, Celestial Plus, roughly around the same rank you think is like the average player experience. I think for people taking the game seriously, Invisible Woman win rate over 50%, and she gets picked in over 60% of games. 60. I think that's just absurd levels of like disparity if you want to talk about like neutral game, because I don't think her ult's one of the like strongest ones for healers. So I mean, maybe if you use it right, yeah, you just kind of nod your head. But like, yeah, is that like an example of that? Like, because I think people are a little high on Cloak too. I always kind of like, when I see her get banned, I'm like, I don't think it's really worth it. And I would much rather not have to go against an Invis who can just shut down any play in the neutral, than get to the ult phase where you have more of a reliable path to winning a fight.
Yeah.
Right.
There's so many characters that Invis being in the lobby just immediately not like, she either shuts them down or she just instantly reduces their uptime as a character. Like,
she's a gatekeeper for sure.
All the Venom players in chat and all the Strange players in chat know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. Like that one ability, if you're playing Venom into a good Sue and she's pulling you on your swing consistently, you're either going to die, or your uptime for how long you can stay in is drastically reduced, because when you swing out, she's going to pull you, and you need to have enough HP to get back to your team still without dying. So it's like, just by her being in the game, Venom's presence instantly goes down at least 30%, like minimum. And that's not to include that she already has like really, really good, like her left click is basically a Luna clap as like her basic ability. She can go perma invis and bait her team. The orb is really annoying for flyers. Like, she just has everything. Like,
I'm still trying to figure out from a design perspective, and this is kind of I'm curious both of y'all's thoughts, Cuffy and Lyte. Why do you think they just allow her to do self shield on herself now? Like, why did they change that as a like? I feel like there was some amount of like maybe positioning skill checks where you would need to position near somebody to like use the wall to like protect yourself, and now it's just like, doesn't matter where you are or what situation. You can just throw it up on yourself. You can dodge ultimates. You can win those engagements. So what do you think?
This is something we've talked a bit about before too, with the talk about how we liked the sort of the having to shield and having to need to kind of move her around like a chess piece to get like the maximum amount of healing. Now she doesn't really have to do that with the shield. Was one of the critiques we talked about in previous episodes.
Kind of oversimplifies that ability.
Yeah.
Do you think that those kind of things are ultimately good and it's like more of a power level problem, or do you think those things are bad and that you want those kind of individual like tendencies to an ability?
I think most support kids are stupid. Like that's just my answer.
Retweet. Retweet.
Like,
clip that, put it in the intro.
I think it's like incredibly dumb. Like I really don't understand. Like, they're happy to make some DPS characters incredibly difficult to get value on, but then they're happy to give all the value in the world, or like all just everything to everyone. Even like the Luna Self Lake is like, it's just really random changes to characters that make them easier, but on top of that, they're already arguably the most oppressive characters in the game, far more oppressive than any DPS outside of Elsa. I would even say that like most supports right now are in a stronger state than Phoenix, which is insane because like Phoenix is still busted, mega broken in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Amen.
So is
she's overshadowed. She's overshadowed by Elsa, but like guys, Phoenix is still broken. Like, she's ridiculous.
Yeah, they didn't make her any weaker. They just kind of introduced something like even more busted somehow.
Yeah.
Like now we all are afraid of that. You know, like the bigger enemy.
So when we were talking about Cloak versus Invis-ult, then you think Cloak ult is not as good as Invis or better? Because I saw you made a face. I wanted to follow up on that.
Nah, I wouldn't say that the Invis ult is on the weaker side. I still think it's strong, especially since like the slow change. Like the slow is really, really good.
Yeah.
But I would still say Cloak's ult is better. The issue with Invis is like, obviously I spoke about side lanes and main lane. Invis can play from main. Invis can play on a side lane. You could be on a side lane. Most characters in the game do not want to bump into an Invis on a side lane because the Invis will win. And I don't think that should be the case. Is all I'm saying.
Gotcha.
With no assistance, a support winning gunfights versus the entire roster doesn't make sense.
But I'm so excited to introduce you to the sponsor of this video, Into the AM. Now, I've actually been pining for some Into the AM clothes for a long time because one of my buddies got sponsored by them a while back, and I love their freaking designs. From Japanese to 90s inspiration, neon hues, bonsai trees, I love everything about it. There's so many cool designs on the website, and it was actually hard only picking out 3 shirts to showcase to y'all because I love all of the designs. There's just so many cool ones. Now, getting them in hand, they are extremely comfortable, like so freaking soft, and I'm very excited to add them to a daily wear and part of my routine every single week. I also just love what Into the AM stands for. Not only are the shirts handcrafted with care, but they're also in-house designs and they are using eco-friendly ink. So the shirts are built from quality and they're made by quality people that really, really care. They have an entire team and they're consistently pumping out new designs, new products on the website, and I already see a brand new shirt that just got added that I'm probably just going to have to buy because it just looks so cool. The Molten Ronin tee that is looking amazing. I mean, that wasn't even on the site because they're constantly adding new designs. So when I picked out these shirts like a couple weeks ago, they added a new design since and many more, and I'm really excited to just constantly recheck the website, constantly see what new types of designs they have, and I honestly cannot recommend Into the AM enough. And if you want to get your hands on these, you got to check out our links in the description down below. And once again, thank you so much, Into the AM, for sponsoring this video. Yeah, that's another thing I wanted to talk about because, you know, I feel like back in Overwatch, especially back in 6v6 Overwatch, things were kind of simple. There was poke, brawl, dive. You know, dive had some advantages against poke, and you know, poke had some distance advantages versus brawl, but it would lose the close range engagements. But like in Rivals, it's almost like every character's a Venn diagram where they like Jean has brawl aspects and poke aspects. She's like life stealing and stunning, and it just doesn't really feel like the game is that simple. Maybe it never really was, but like it just feels complicated. What do you feel? And this is to you as well, Lyte. Like, how do you feel about this kind of amalgamation? I know, Lyte, you've talked about this a lot, where like it feels like every poke character gets like some type of stun or CC or something. But how do you feel? How do y'all feel about this? Like, every character is kind of just ubiquitously good in like a multiple types of compositions, and they don't have one strength, they have like a whole bunch of different strengths.
Yeah, I think like there's like this big pernicious issue of like every single gun character that is good. So like Phoenix, Elsa, Namor, even Psylocke to some extent, like you could argue, like they have lethality from every range, and your options to punish them if you're not mirroring them are very limited. Like if I'm not on Daredevil and I'm playing Magic or Black Panther or any melee DPS, I'm at a disadvantage at every state of the game. It doesn't matter if I'm playing like range. Obviously a gun will beat a sword from long range, but why is it in this game that the sword loses at close range as well? Like Hela and Elsa and Jean should not have all the options that they have to deal with every single situation because it removes all of their weaknesses. Like, what is Elsa's weakness, genuinely? She doesn't have one. The only thing she doesn't have is a stun in her base kit, but she has a stun in her ult, so it doesn't even matter. She has like the best DPS ult in the game. She has the best neutral in the game. Her right click with Deadpool, which there's 3 variations of, by the way, which are all viable in certain scenarios. Just give it, like, it slows you by like 80% or something, gives her movement speed, blinds you, does a tick damage to you, and auto tracks you in an AoE, and that's just one ability. Like, it's kind of funny because I was real quickly, I'm almost done. I went to dinner 2 or 3 nights ago with my old players from ISU because I still like live in the town where the college is, and I was telling them about like the new characters in Rivals, and I was telling Lethal that he would really like Elsa because like a hit scan character is just Sojourn on crack, and like I was explaining to him the abilities. I got halfway explaining like the coach gun dash, and whenever I was about to explain the right click and the ult, he's like, "Wait, there's more? Like really? There's more than that? Like." Like they Overwatch players just can't believe how overloaded the kits are in Rivals, which just goes to show just how ridiculous the power creep is in this game and how these hit scans just like have options for everything, bro.
Would you say that the trade-off for the dive heroes is, yeah, maybe you don't get to pick your fights as much, but when you do choose to fight, you're more powerful for that limited window, and that's kind of...
Yeah, that's how it should work. Yeah.
Right. So you don't think it's like that right now? Because I would argue it like a second and a half parry on Daredevil. I'm going to push back a little bit. Like I mean, you could use that to immune the Phoenix stun, the Hela stun, or is it like not enough skill expression there, where it's just they don't give you enough time to react with the abilities coming out? Just they're like basically instant.
Yeah, I'm completely okay with them nerfing Daredevil, like still even more, if they nerfed all the things that he counters. I think he is like the biggest and most impactful DPS addition that they've added to the game in terms of how he has like actually changed the DPS role. He's the only one that can actually contest these off angles and like hard win. Every other DPS either just like loses or it's a mirror where like it's just Hela v Hela or something, but Daredevil like wins and handedly wins. And that's like important because it gave dive and other styles of play like an like actual relevance and options of how you can play the game. So
got two questions because I don't know the matchup. Does he win versus tank pool?
No one wins versus tank pool, but kind of.
You just
yeah.
You just kite it. Yeah, you just kite his aura.
If you're by
like
he's not gonna straight up kill a tank pool. Like tank pool can typically run away, but
right.
Yeah.
It's even, but it's most. I would say it's favored to Daredevil because Daredevil just kites his aura and his bubble, and then once he has that, he just loses.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. And then my next one was so another dive character that's gained not only some popularity, but win rate has just kind of stayed steady and strong after receiving some buffs to her dash. Magic, also another really high win rate hero, but doesn't seem to have the same level of pro viability, I would say. Maybe you can say, correct me if I'm wrong here, Cuffy. Despite having roughly the same types of stats and win rate in ranked, what's the discrepancy there? Are the magic buffs like making her more meta, or is it just like a design thing? Like, because I feel like for me personally, like I can't win a 1v1 against Daredevil as Hulk. I can against Magic though. So I mean, if you talk about that side angle thing, is that like a big issue, or is there something deeper with that? Because I find that like pretty interesting that they're both similar stat wise, but no one talks about Magic.
Yeah, like if I think this is a more nuanced thing, right? Because as you say, there are characters like Daredevil that are probably in a stronger spot in general. Obviously, the pivots are like Psylocke, Star-Lord. I don't think Magic is bad necessarily, but I do think there's a weird like a thing where a lot of players that have been picked up just to the pro scene in general just can't play her. Like I think there are genuinely some dive or flex DPS characters. Like a lot of Lyte's pull, for example, I think that's what makes him quite unique as an actual player. Is he can play so many characters that the average flex DPS in pro scene just cannot play. And I do notice that people completely ignore certain characters despite the characters being good. Obviously now we've seen like heretics and thieves, and yeah, we lost playing support pool, for example. The reason why no one played that character is, yeah, cool, tank pool is strong, but mainly no supports can play that character. Like there are 3 known support pool characters in the world.
I need to. I'm missing something on that character. Why is that character good? Is it because of like the Jeff team up, or like what's going on with that character?
Think of him like Brig, bro. He's like just Brig. Like you pick
him.
He's
just Brig. Okay.
Yeah, you just pick him in the context of like you want to enable a brawl comp, and you just pick him with like a Jeff, especially Jeff, because the team up as well gives him like the sprinkler. Yep. But you pick like Jeff, heal pull, and like any other support really, or like even White Fox. And you just kind of bunker. Everyone who's in his aura gets a damage boost when you upgrade it. His ult is coming up super consistently. And when he pops a jackpot, 45 seconds or 60 now I think, because whatever. When he pops jackpot, everyone gets like 500 HP of shields, and it's instant, right? Like all you have to do is get in the aura. He pops jackpot, and you get that HP, and you could be outside of the aura, walk into it, get the HP, and then leave again. It's like Hulk and Strange can like come back, and like your team can like go back and forth in the jackpot to get that HP to keep going on. And he's really just like a brawl character, honestly. Like how Brig was used when she came out.
Is
like,
there just like a misunderstanding? Like, is the reason that people are not succeeding with that character in ranked because it's just like a misunderstanding of how to use it?
Yeah, and he's hard to play too.
I will say, as of like the last 2 days, I had a big loss streak. But since the start of the season, in ranked, I had 65% win rate on heal pool most played. Like I don't know how many hours, 17 hours or something. I was averaging almost 30k healing per turn, which is my highest out of every support, higher than my invis stats, higher than my cloak stats. I have screenshots of me dropping 60k healing in 14 minutes. getting close to 25k damage in the same game, roughly the same time, I think that character is extremely overtuned, but overshadowed. And like I said, not a lot of people have really dabbled in support pool. Because I even play support pool in 222, and it's been completely fine.
Does
Like,
he
it's been
play
completely
like you?
I'm
You
gonna need to
talked
go sub
earlier-
to this man because I've never seen that character win once. Like I
Yeah,
need to watch some of
yeah.
your like this is news to
if that
me,
character
bro.
is good, like I would love to be able to like because tank pool's just getting banned every time. Like basically what I keep going through right now is like I'm only good at tank pool and ranked, so I get to see one on tank pool, and then I never get to play that fucking character again because he's always banned, and then I'm just handless. So like I would love to have another character that I'm not handless on if support pool is good like that. But I wanted to ask you, like, you talked about how Cloak and Dagger gets like very little value on these off lanes. Does support pool play on these off lanes, or does he play more front to back? Like, I'm kind of trying to just understand the types of comps he's building.
In organized right now, it is mainly front to back comps. But in ranked, I do not think that there's any limit. Like, genuinely speaking, I view DPS pool as very sword orientated. I view tank pool as very gun orientated. The support pool for me is the one that I've seen that is very contextual, based on comp, matchup, and very, very, very free flowing. But in terms of macro that has been established and developed, it is front to back main lane. Team moves 6 people from one spot to another spot. But yeah, I think I think people would even, I wouldn't be surprised if we see like Jeff support pool 222 and full dive, for example. Someone
Right.
was
That's
probably working on that.
in my mind. That's what made the most sense. I just didn't know if it was actually good.
So
Yeah.
when's the best time to use your sword on him? Is it like when you're being dove, or is it to follow up with your teammates? Because I see a lot of heal pools seem to not be able to get that part right.
No, I mean like his anti-dive capability isn't bad. Like forcing people out isn't bad, but you can say the same for like Rocket into Venom. You could easily drop 10k damage per turn. You know what I mean? Like you can force that character out. It's just supports are terrible and just don't do it. Like,
All right.
No, I love watching your fucking damage. You've been pioneering like damage rocket or preaching damage rocket for the
No,
longest
his
time.
gun is actually the same damage
Is-
per bullet as Punisher.
That's
Like his
insane.
gun is good.
And
Yeah.
then,
Yeah, no,
I
for
mean,
sure.
I mean, Cuffy be dropping his ult into their backline and killing 2 people. Like,
Yeah, that's good.
instantly, like,
Love it.
That's what he's
Now,
doing.
the swords are good. You just have to like. I wouldn't advise if you were new to the character to really ever use the swords until you're like more comfortable with the kit, because I've seen so many heal pulls, like even at like the highest level, will just run in and think they're immortal and die. Like they'll pop the jackpot, Deadpool turn around and look at you, and he's like, "Hey, let's lock in here, let's fucking go," and then you get all hyped up and everything, you think you're invincible and you're one shot. So like, you know.
This is more of a generic question, but since we're on the subject of playing someone who can dive, who, you know, it's obviously a risk. Just for either of you, mainly like targeting like heal pool, but any other hero really, is like, how do you pick the moments to take the most risk to make a play successful? Like, how do you balance like diving versus like, is it just cooldown tracking? Is it health? Like, how do you know when to dive on a character where you're not sure if the outcome is going to work, or should you never dive when you're unsure? Because I think for a lot of people who play the game, that's like, especially Spider-Man players, that's a huge issue, is knowing kind of when to go in. I know that sounds so basic, so simple, but I kind of want to hear it from you. Just like, what is your thought process for diving on a character like Heal Pool or Rocket, like you said?
Yeah, I mean, I do want to hear Lyte's perspective first, just obviously because he's eating. I'll go first, but I do want to hear Lyte's perspective after. But yeah, no, a lot comes down to it, in general. But I find it easier on a character like Rocket because the character is AFK, is very easy to track. Like if you're a Rocket player and you aren't tracking cooldowns, something seriously wrong, because you know what I mean, you have all the time in the world to be focusing on that and purely that.
No, this is such a. I'm glad you're saying this, Cuffy, as a Rocket player, because I feel like there are characters that you're supposed to fill their downtime with something. Like there's whether it's
with thoughts,
whether it's ult tracking, ability tracking. The default play should not take up 100% of your brain power, you know, but it makes sense that my fucking my Hella player is they're locked the fuck in, and I want them to be locked the fuck in, you know. But I'm just glad you said that.
Yeah, no, for sure. But then if you see something like Heal Pool is a unique one because, especially in organized play, the engagements are very timed around the fast-moving ults or the Heal Pool E, which is like the self-heal, the aura, and stuff like
The
that,
gun right
right?
click too. Cuffy.
Yeah, and the gun right click as well. So with Heal Pool, the engagements are very timed around the cooldowns that Heal Pool himself actually has. Obviously, there's aspects of like triggers and cooldowns and stuff like that. Um, I know when I'm teaching my dive teams, we operate off of splits and isolations, and I say splits. Doesn't matter how many people are on a split. If a split looks deliberate, ignore it. Hit something else. If an isolation, which is the other word that I use, isolations are something that is not deliberate. Isolations are accidental and can be punished, whereas splits, deliberate, they innately get value from giving that attention, so we ignore it and take a 6v4 because two of them are elsewhere. You see what I
Deliberate
mean?
meaning you plan the engage
Yeah,
beforehand.
yeah.
Right.
So a lot of dive is like, is this a bait? You know, is this deliberate?
Right.
But yeah,
So teams are splitting on purpose. They want you to kind of, attack
give
the
it
split
attention.
or
Exactly.
focus the split. I got
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's super
Force out the
interesting.
split. Because in the process of forcing out the split, then there's plays to be made. There's
They're gonna
punishes
do
to
something
take,
else,
yeah.
right? Like their strat isn't we're gonna split. Their strat is we're gonna split, and then when we give it attention, something else is gonna happen. You know, so we just
it's
ignore
kind
the
of
split
like
from the start.
it's like real weakness, a real mistake, like positional weakness versus like fake.
Yeah,
Things, yeah.
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah, we talk about that a lot with like support positioning, being able to bait out cooldowns. What would be your advice then to like the average dive player, like to in your ranked games when the coordination's like a lot lower as a coach? Like how do you know when you're getting baited?
Yeah.
Like is it just comes with game sense, game knowledge, playing a lot of games, or is there something more deep to it? Like I always talk about cooldown tracking, but also like the map can come into play, right?
Yeah.
Like when you're on defense or offense. So like what's like the best kind of tidbit you could give to people trying to
But that's the beauty about ranked, right? No one's gonna bait you until like one of our rules. You know, like
So I'm noticing a pattern with your opinion of the people in your ranked games, Cuffy.
But
Yeah,
nah,
no,
like,
I do feel that way, but I have been, I've definitely been baited before, like supports.
Oh yeah, when they start
Walking
setting
up.
traps more in ranked is what we need to do. Just
Yeah,
all
it's-
these traps.
Yeah,
you know?
we always think we're better. We just run at them, and maybe we just need to let them come to us. Let them
Yeah.
beat themselves.
Right. And this is a question I actually haven't asked either of y'all, but I'll ask you first, Lyte. How do you feel about the ult change overall? And do you think it's enough? Like, what are your opinions on
I
it?
like it. I think making the game more neutral based and giving more opportunities to like do something before these really, really big impactful support ults come off cooldown that just say no one's dying for 10 seconds is way more interesting. I was never like in the camp of this change initially because I like didn't really know what it would do or what it would feel like, but overall I like it. I think it's much better. The game feels better, less spammy. I think that the bigger issues with the game are the two main things that I've always talked about since like forever is the matchmaking is really bad and the balance is really bad. And recently this patch is the first time ever that they've hotfixed nerf twice in one patch. They've never done
Yeah.
that before.
Yeah.
They rarely did hotfixes and they've been more active with hotfixes, but this patch we got two hotfix nerfs. So that makes me think like, okay, maybe we're starting to understand we can't just leave the same like hard meta poke characters or like Gambit in
Right.
their states for much longer. Because I know for me personally, I know like this isn't the same for everyone in every rank. Like you guys have different experiences on what's good and what isn't. But I am so bored of hearing Gambit never folds and my entire team dies. Like it's still to this day. It's just
Yeah.
it's
Followed by
boring.
legendary, followed by
Like,
a bunch
We
of-
could
Like,
definitely
Can
talk
we
about that.
please just meaningfully nerf his ult and meaningfully nerf like Elsa? Like give Elsa a weakness, like please.
I feel like they kind of buffed it too. Like the damage
Yeah,
increase
like-
is better than, in my opinion, the movement speed loss. The duration hurts, but like you can kill through support ults
Like
even.
I don't know why they have this philosophy of they need to compensate buff broken heroes. Like just nerf it, just leave it. Like we don't You don't got to add anything back there, bro. Like I remember they did that to like season 3 or something. They compensate nerfed Mr. Fantastic. Like they nerfed him and then comp buffed him, but the nerf was better than the like was more impactful
Yes,
than the buff.
yes.
Yeah.
So it
Oh
ended
my
up in a net
gosh.
nerf for Mr. Fanta, who was already like a C or D tier character. Like you just
They
can't make it up.
they kind of did
Yeah,
with,
I don't know.
they did that
Like-
with Thing a little bit too. In my
Yeah,
opinion.
and
They do
Iron
that
Man
all
too.
the
They
time.
nerfed Iron Man
Well,
too.
yeah.
It's just
And
like they nerfed Iron Man in Prime Gene meta, bro. It's like, what are we doing? You know?
I don't know what they're doing. Like sometimes it makes no sense, and they did that with Psy a lot too. Where it's just like,
Yeah.
like ultimately you didn't buff or nerf the character, you just fucking made them different. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. I don't know. I know it's like a little like off the side of what the original question was, but
No,
yeah,
that's a good point. Yeah.
I feel like I just got to repeat myself until something happens. But I think people are like finally starting to acknowledge how bad the balance is for how long it's been.
Well, I think with the double hotfix, I think they're going to be looking at their player numbers very closely, in my opinion, because obviously they must have seen something like, oh, we made a balance change. More people are sticking around this patch. So they're probably trying to kind of follow up with that. I really do think they are listening. Like, I as much as we critique them, just to kind of defend them a little bit, like, obviously maybe their goals aren't all just for the pro scene. Simito calls this game non-competitive. He was very, very harshly critiqued in the comments and on Twitter.
Yeah.
Do you guys agree with him? Is Marvel Rivals non-competitive? His words, quote.
Yeah, I made a like an entire video on this because Avenue made a video talking about it as well. And I think that this game, like, it's really, really hard to quantify what something competitive actually is if you break it down. Because, for example, there is Olympic level speed walking. Like, would I consider that competitive or would I care about that?
Wow.
Like, no. But the people who are involved in that obviously do, and they train their
Right.
whole lives for it. So it's like, who am I or anyone to say what is or isn't competitive? You can make Connect 4 competitive, bro, or like chess, you know?
Yeah, speed stacking. I mean, that
It's
shit.
speed
That shit
stack, like
gets
stacking
legit.
cups, bro. Like
Yeah,
stacking
yeah.
cups.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like,
Why do only kids do those competitions? And the Rubik's Cubes. It's only
yeah.
only every
So it's
kid.
like, you can have
That's
things.
your prime, bro. That's why. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never better than that.
You
It's
never,
peak,
yeah, you
peak
never,
performance.
You never have a better
Yeah.
reaction time. Yeah.
You can have something be more or less competitive, but in its nature, like the nature of something being competitive is up to those participating. I don't think that anyone can say whether or not it is, except for the people who are involved in it.
Sure.
So, I mean,
Yeah, that's actually that's been my number one response because I know Boger said the game was non-competitive. I think Samito did as well. And it's like,
Paz.
one could give me a definition of what that actually means. Like, what is it?
Yeah,
what
exactly.
does it definitionally mean to be uncompetitive or competitive? Like, people play this game, they take it seriously. I think personally, I like to give actual context to what I want. I want decisions that increase the skill gap and skill expression in the game. That's what I want. And anything
Yeah.
that goes towards that is what I want. I don't really care about this competitive versus non-competitive. You could argue that increasing those skill nuances is a competitive thing, but who cares about that whole topic personally?
I want to follow up with that. So earlier, Cuffy, you said that most people, I guess right now in like the pro area, can't really play Magic. Is the issue with the game that swapping is just too important and people can't like, get to a ceiling where they can actually just carry on one character?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a one character thing. The game has a ban system. If you play one character, you're not gonna get very far. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
But I do think that for whatever reason, whether it's like meta or even an issue with coaches or an issue with like general consensus, a lot of creativity has been kind of shoved down on the most part. Obviously, we have teams like Nightmare or even YWL that are like doing stuff that is like different to other teams. But like when Magic players come to mind, Tanuki from EU, Rymazing from NA,
Terra
they're
used
like
to play a lot of
on,
Magic too.
yeah,
back in the day.
yeah. Now they're just all on meta characters. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
well, yeah, it's like more like comp building is where the kind of like competitive part of this game comes in. In my opinion, I think that's a decent part of it. I mean, to be honest, like the most of the pro stuff I've watched recently, I haven't really seen a ton of swapping. which it was a little surprising to me. Maybe I just like watched the wrong games, but I really didn't see a lot.
Yeah, I
Well,
think. Oh, sorry, Cuffy. Do you want to go?
I didn't really have that much of an insightful answer. I feel like your answer would be better, to be
Yeah,
fair.
I was gonna say like people pretty much figured out the meta for the preseason. I know like a lot of people were coming in my chat and asking me like, why didn't you guys ban Gambit? Why didn't you guys ban Elsa? So on and so forth. But it's like the characters are pretty equal in power, and it's kind of up for debate which one's better. Some teams are better with Elsa, some teams are better with Gambit, but like you are building your entire draft and comp around one of those two characters, and if the enemy team gets one of them and you don't, you basically instantly lose the game. Like obviously it's not like that dire, but it is like
That to
a
me is not
severe
competitive.
disadvantage.
That to me is not
Yeah.
competitive.
Yeah, but that's
But
like
Well,
I agree that like takes away from the competitive integrity of the game,
yeah.
and you can have something that is like less competitive. Like the new map having a scan that gives wall hacks and shows ult charge, like
Yeah.
that's obviously not competitive. That's kind of
I did wanna talk about that.
What the fuck is that?
just before we get sidetracked on the new map real quick.
Yeah. Sorry.
Like obviously you can have a ton of things that make something less competitive, even though I still think it is in its nature. But like basically, if you're an Elsa team and you prot Elsa first, Liquid I think was the first team to discover if you just pick Ultron Elsa just like you did with Torch, it's unbeatable. There's like not a DPS that you can play next to that Elsa that is better than Ultron. Like Ultron is like unironically better than all 20 plus DPS. You can't play anything else besides Ultron Mirror. Which is why you're starting to see like towards the end of the preseason, everyone would protect Elsa and then protect Ultron.
Yeah, we got it in our notes here that Ultron. I've been saying for a while. This is one that I'm going to take credit for. I've been saying Ultron is good, and no one is figured him
Yeah.
out yet. Like how to make him work.
He's-
What makes him so strong?
I mean, it's just Elsa. If Elsa was worse, Ultron would be worse by nature, but he's just the best character in the game at enabling a broken hit scan. Or like a broken
Character.
main DPS character. Like
Is
that
that-
role of Elsa, it could be a Star-Lord, it could be a
Right.
Torch, it could be a Phoenix, it could be a
Phoenix.
Blade even. It just depends on what character in that role, how good are their numbers.
It's just because they can't be bursted out with the
Yeah,
like the,
I
they
mean,
cycle through the cooldown.
Elsa's permanently 350, 400 dashes,
And
give
then
her
the
a
Ultron
damage boost.
shield.
Yeah, like, and the
He-
shield
he
as well.
Also,
Like,
he also got 2 drones and a damage boost. Ultron
Yeah.
now is stronger than Ultron pre, like,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Prime
But
Ultron,
how I
yeah.
described it, because I made a TikTok saying that Ultron will be meta next set of patches a month and a half ago, which is kind of crazy. But how I described it is if we actually look at most pro Ignite games of last year, they were very much neutral based comps, whether it was full dive or whether it was like the Ultron triple. There was skill to an extent because it was like outside of old cycle things. But
Even
then
saw
Funny
Ultron
Man
doubles.
Gambit,
Sorry to interrupt
Yeah.
you. I saw Crazy Raccoons. They were doing Ultron Rocket, and it was
Ultron
working.
Rocket, yeah,
This was
Citadel
like,
ran that
way
as well.
back. Yeah.
Yeah. But this is what I'm saying, right? Gambit got released, and the entire state of the game changed. All of these alt farm backline characters shot up in power level, whether that's Gambit, whether that's Rocket, whether that's Loki, even characters that weren't traditionally alt farm characters, like Loki, who has a lot of neutral value. The playstyle was just sit 3 clones behind main tank, shoot your main tank. Oh, I've got faster ult. Copy Gambit. Gambit first, win the game. And now you also have second Gambit because you got the Loki Gambit copy first. And then like
Right.
people just kind of associated Marvel Rivals identity with alt responses, when actually the strongest comps are almost always neutral comps. When one alt isn't completely broken busted, they kind of trolled by dropping Elsa, which is like the DPS version of Gambit, which is also another thing that I said. It's just alt, farm, boom, pop it. But I think people are realizing that neutral comps have been saved now. Like they're fine. They're fine.
Yeah.
You just need to
It-
kill Elsa.
It's kind of interesting that I feel like the pro meta, like the pro meta and the ranked meta are always really different. But like the big difference right now, at least from my perspective, is that you can't protect in ranked. So Gambit and Elsa are almost always banned, right? Like they're like very, very often those characters are banned. But in pro play, you kind of have to pick one. You pick to ban one, and they protect the other one. So like, how do you kind of feel about like? I this is kind of a question about the 3 bans, and then also I think that the fact that there are characters that are that dominant it actually hurts pro play more or affects pro play more than it does ranked now that we have 3 bans.
I totally agree. Totally agree with that.
What do you think, Lyte?
Could you repeat like the last like sentence of what you said?
Yeah, well, basically what I'm saying is that because of the ban systems being different from pro play and ranked, like we have 3 bans now, and like all of the bullshit typically gets banned in ranked, like the Gambit, the Elsa, but in pro play, y'all are typically protecting one of those characters, right? So like y'all are feeling the oppressive broken characters actually more than ranked lobbies are, like in a lot of times. Like
that's a good point.
And so like, do you think that means that they need to make sure that these characters get addressed like faster, these like top level players? Because it feels like the bans, like increasing the bans is kind of like a band-aid fix. Like ranked is gonna be fine because we can ban the broken shit. Like we're fine.
Yeah, it's just like the problem is like they should do that just for the health of the game. But like if a character is banned 24/7, it just means that no one likes playing against the character, and it should probably be addressed, even if it's not broken. Like if a character comes out that is just really toxic and not like Moon Knight. Like Moon Knight is perma-banned at like GM, bro. Like I think it was like two or 3 weeks ago I was getting my account up, and whenever I was in that rank, like Diamond through GM, everyone just bans Moon Knight and Penny and Punisher. And I think Punisher Shotgun is probably why, which is like a little corny, but like Penny and Moon Knight, I know for a fact no one likes playing against those characters. And even though they're not broken, they should probably be looked at and like have their powers adjusted. Like Moon Knight is a lot more simple than Penny. You just take away power from the Onk and put it in the rest of his kit. Or like Hawkeye. Hawkeye is a perfect example, bro. Like everyone hates Hawkeye. One shots aren't fun, but he needs it or he's the worst hero in the game. So it's like, can we take away Hawkeye's one shot but buff the rest of his kit? Like make him 275, increase his draw speed, increase his fire rate. You know, just buff him across the board, but just take the anti-fun away.
I do think that some characters need to be bad though, because like
Oh, they
Black
always
Widow.
will be, like naturally.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
but Black Widow, if that character was strong, I wouldn't
Game would
play
be
the
horrible.
game.
No one would play the game.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no one would play the game.
No.
But like,
yeah.
can we just take Black Widow and just rework her to not be a hit scan sniper because we already have 5 of those, bro? Like, Overwatch has done such a good job, by the way, of differentiating their hit scan. I think it's like one of my favorite things about the game is there's a very clear distinction about when you're playing Cassidy, when you're playing Sojourn, when you're playing Ashe, Freya, so on and so forth. Like, they all feel unique in their role of just like a ranged damage dealer. But what's the difference between Elsa, Jean, Hela? It's the same fucking character, it's just one's better than the other right now.
Iframe, stun, ult.
Yeah, iframe, stun, ult. Uncontestable range poke hit scan.
Y'all legit gave me PTSD about Widowmaker. Holy fuck.
Yeah,
I'm still
I mean,
thinking
yeah.
about that. Like, playing against that character when you can't ban her. Oh my god.
Oh my god, yeah. But at least he doesn't have a stun and a teleport, right?
No, there's
like,
no at least, bro. I'm sorry, like...
at least if you're Genji, you can win in a close range fight.
Yeah, when you're like around like low 4,000 back in Overwatch, and there's like a 4,500 Widowmaker, like just fucking literally soloing your entire fucking lobby. You're like,
misery.
all right, what do I do? All right, what do I do? Someone's dead again. Someone's dead again. Okay.
At least with open queue, we had ball. You could just go ball or hog.
That's true. Ball
Take the game in your own. Yeah, take the game in your own hands. Exactly.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite part then? I mean, you got to deal with some pretty broken stuff. You have to navigate the meta constantly. When you're trying to become either a pro coach or player, what is the most appealing part of that for you? Is it just you love the game, you love playing the game, or is it something a little different?
For me, it's the mind game, and I think this actually like really drifts into the definition of it being competitive. I view the game as competitive because to me as a coach, although there are very, very strong characters, there are like still mind games going on. Against this team, do I ban Gambit? Do I ban DP? Do I ban Elsa? What would their potential pivots be? Do they have a DD player? No? Okay, we can commit bans to, let's say, Mantis. Mantis is another good middle ban. That character is a joke as well.
I
That
banned that
character-
character. Like I perma banned that character.
Yeah.
Mantis is
Yeah.
the most slept on hero in the game. Like
Yes.
100%. If people realize how broken Mantis triple was and
Yes.
like just actually wanted to hard win every game, like oh my god, the game would be so miserable, bro. Mantis is just unbelievable.
It wouldn't be a Clear Comms Pod episode if we didn't talk about Triple Healer for a little bit. Who wants to start?
Yeah, I mean, there's probably a lot of like DPS players that should just be locking Mantis, but they're playing Bucky or some bullshit instead, and they're losing games when they would be winning.
They'll never lose. They will never lose if they just go Mantis.
Yeah. It's insane. So I have a little bit of beef, real quick. I've been saving this pod to rant about it so I've actually in general been enjoying this game, more than I have in a long time. I've logged more hours this season than any other season, I think, besides like season 0. I've been putting in a lot of hours. But the other day I was in a lobby and there was 4 other streamers. We were bickering, banting, having fun, and I was calming my dives. And mid-fight, mid-calm, I'm saying dive the fucking Widow, I think, but dive the fucking Hella. They calm ban me for 6 hours automatically.
Oh, wait, I was in that game.
They just auto flag ban me for 6 hours. Like, I hate anything that is built into a game that is like it PGifies the game, reduces like bantering and bickering. I hate it. I like absolutely hate it. I think it's like a very soft change. What do y'all? How do y'all feel about some of like the auto modding stuff?
That was horrible.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's just horrible. Like,
I don't know how they haven't called me yet. Stop that.
It's your accent, bro. They can't tell. The auto mod can't tell.
It must be.
I had a game. I was yelling at the rank 1 invis for an entire game, and I didn't get chat restricted. And then I said, I think I called like my duo a bitch, like just as a joke, and I got chat restricted for 6 hours.
Because I never flame anybody, by the way. I don't know if I feel like I'm one of the more positive people, at least.
Yeah, me too.
Ranked.
Me too. Actually.
Especially. I've been calm banned more than Captain Coach just because I like to call. Like I like to just call. I like to calm my dives. I like to calm what I'm doing, and the system just fucking hates me.
You sure about that?
You have been calm banned quite a bit, but I don't know. I just keep getting calm.
Most of it's from
makes me
mundane trivial stuff. Like just saying the B word is definitely that you get flagged for that. And I think high volume too. By the way,
maybe that's what it is.
Because you do yell a little bit, Mr. Mills.
I do. But I'm like if I say fuck you, you suck. Like if I'm like yelling at somebody, that's
mute
one
the pod.
thing.
Mute the pod.
But if I say kill the fucking Hella, like why is that not allowed? Like are we serious? Like is that? I guess it's the
player's
Marvel
name was
game.
Hella.
It's like under 12 can't say a curse word. Is that what it is? My bad. I didn't know that was the rules. I guess. I don't know. I've been pissed about it all week. I'm still mad about it.
No. Literally. You have to get creative with it. Like sometimes you'll just like spam the link to your coaching in the chat, like bam. But like,
oh man. I need to watch this. Dude, I'm definitely gonna check you out after this. You're saying gotta be more creative with it. That's good. That's real good.
It is a joke though. I find it really weird how like comms always seem to be negative, but a lot of people do. I don't understand how much toxicity is actually in the ranked matches because, like I say, toxicity is common, but I do feel like people are getting banned all the time. So it's like, how are people getting banned for the wrong reasons and you're letting these cretins, like actual cretins, in my lobbies?
No, that's actually so true. It's crazy. It's crazy.
You want to talk about the problem of with the new report system now? They definitely cracked down a little bit, but I think I've seen a bit of more soft inting now. People trying to avoid this system. I think a lot of people are aware of it because of that cheating website, and then people, the throwing. So now it's kind of the game itself feels better, but I think the game quality still not the best in my opinion.
No, bro. Like I played so much ranked at this point. I can't tell if someone is throwing the game or if they're just bad, or if the matchmaker wants me to lose. Like even today before this podcast, bro, played for 2 hours. Every single game for 2 hours straight was I spawn camped them or I got spawn camped. Like no in between. People in my chat were complaining about it too. Even Mills, when we played like 2 days ago, like how many games did we have that were just lost? Like they
were lost from 10
seconds
like, in. It was like
it's like over. I mean like we could just LARP and say we don't use EOMM, but like we know that you use like your own version of it. Like it's just so evident. It's so evident, and that like everyone is experiencing something similar. So it's like, how are you going to gaslight the community and say that you're not intentionally
Well,
influencing the outcome of these games.
Cap and Lyte, y'all both believe in EOMM, right? I know we're kind of
Oh,
running
100%.
back into this combo.
I think I believe Rio said he does too, and that's where most people we've had on do not think it's real. Like I don't.
Yeah, they're just
like Boger, Samito. They didn't.
My thing is, I just think it's math. Like at some point, you're gonna get a fucking like 4 handless people on your team, or you're gonna get people that can only play the same heroes, or you're gonna get just that. Like if I get in a lobby and there's 3 tanks in that lobby, like 3 other tank players, and I'm on anything else, we're probably gonna lose. Like the game's over, and it's no one's fault.
You said it earlier, Lyte. It's the biggest problems with the game. You said matchmaking and balance. I think those two are very related. I think because of the importance. I mean, I know we talk about it all the time, but of the support role, that if you do not have someone on that position, your chances to win are drastically reduced. And I've been one because I've kind of like taken more of a casual view of the game recently, and I've kind of been enjoying it more that way. Oh shoot, I forgot I was going to go with that. What was I saying? Oh yeah, skill versus.
We're talking about having a certain player, support players that play the role or on the team.
Oh right, different support players. Yeah, so do you think if the I actually wanted to ask about role queue is what I wanted to ask about. What are your thoughts on that? I know most people, before you say anything, very against it based off of like what happened with Overwatch. But again, I think we talked about it a few episodes ago where I brought up League of Legends and the results they had with role queue actually were very positive. Do you think that would be good for the game? Cuffy, we'll start with you.
I'm actually anti role queue to be honest, but like. Me, when I'm coaching, I'm very compositional. Like, I really like seeing stuff fit into place and stuff like that. So I'm not like super duper against like triple support or triple tank slop. Like, I think there is space for it. I don't think it should be oppressive to the point where we're seeing it upwards of 70% of the time. You know what I mean? Like, I was thinking maybe a way they could balance it is like the more supports you have, the slower the ult charge rate, like passive nerfs. So like if you're overcommitting to one tank role or overcommitting to like one support role, maybe you get like an in-game debuff regarding ult charge or like overall HP for the tanks or something like that.
Did you want to talk about the like the recent like I guess drama you want to call it, or did you want to just not bring that up?
No, I mean I can talk about it a little bit. I just like I don't think anybody really understands the nature of like what happened, and what I went through over like the course of like the year, like everything that happened on FlyQuest from like the beginning until now. But it was like very, very difficult for me to be in a situation where nobody even like really right now understands like what had happened in FlyQuest and like why I was removed. And for me to not talk about that for 9 months, for me to like watch the team that I helped build from scratch, from the ground up, compete on an international stage, play at LAN, play on stage and all this other stuff, which is a dream that I've had personally for 9 months, or not 9 months, for like my entire life. And then to like be constantly attacked for stuff that like I don't even think he understands truly like how that's like affected me, like what actually happened, is like why I made those personal comments. And like I don't think I should have said it 100%, but I think in the moment, if everyone like kind of knew what had happened, and then I was also like upset over all the losses and stuff because all the games were really close. Like we lost 3 or 4 series in a row, like 1-2. It was just like very overwhelming in the moment, and I still like, bro, I just want to focus on myself and my team and just like compete. Like I just want to move on from all this garbage.
Do you think a bit of like like where do you draw the line with like trash talking and like the pro scene? Is a little bit of that good for the game or not?
I don't know. I don't really care. I just don't want to be like in the center of like some like drama farm garbage, bro. I just, like I said, I just want to compete and do my thing. That's all.
That's all you can do, man. Just got to push through and just keep doing you.
Yeah, like I've thought about like talking about it more and like explaining my side of the story and stuff like that, but then it's
Nah,
just gonna blow up into this whole
it's
thing, and
not worth it.
I'm over it, man. Like
Yeah.
like I don't want to do all that shit. So
No, you feel like you gotta address this person coming, and you gotta do all this. Like it's like just
yeah,
it's
because I just
not a big deal.
people will DM me because people like start rumors and shit about like just random stuff.
Yeah,
Because people just like to like yap or like a bunch of garbage, and I just have to like clarify it and all this other stuff, and like I
I
just get
don't
so
even.
tired and like a headache for I got too much shit to worry about, man. I don't want to worry about some drama. So like I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I respect that. I think that's the way you got to go about doing it. Just stay in your lane and keep doing your own stuff, and like you said, just keep trying to get better. I mean, that's really
Yeah.
all you can do. Like people are gonna hate. They're always if you're always gonna have haters, especially if you're doing something great.
Yeah, yeah,
You know.
100%, bro. Like I'm not trying to be friends with everybody. I got people who hate me. I have people who love me as well. So it just comes with the territory. It's just like,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
Your
welcome back,
identities, I
Cuffy.
need I need a nightmare jersey on my Deadpool character. Okay, I need that like ASAP.
yeah,
I need that like
yeah. We'll
yesterday.
see. We're hopefully we'll come back much stronger in stage one. It was just like, bro, stage one was so sad, or preseason was so sad too because our scrim results against the teams that we lost were like so good. Like we had 5-0'd SSG, and yeah, we lost like multiple times. Uh, so we like went into that like super confident, and to like lose in the manner that we did was just like so sad, bro.
Um, but welcome back, Cuffy.
Hi.
Good back. Yeah, hey, what's up? What's up?
Sorry, we didn't mean to go without you. We're kind of just talking about if you
No,
wanted to.
I get it. I have no idea what happened, but hopefully it doesn't happen again. I know how to
Yeah.
fix it if it does, but yeah, no idea.
Um, yeah, and speaking of like not being liked, I see sometimes Cuffy, you're not the most. I mean, like, you're liked, but like sometimes you're not afraid to like get into it on Twitter or get into it with people.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's Twitter. There was like a big blow up like last year, but like I don't have any regrets about the situation though. To be fair, like everyone involved like apologized to me. It was some very strange like rumors being like spread by ex teammates and stuff. Um, but like it was for example, like one of the rumors was I would skip scrims and officials to do drugs, and I don't do drugs.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I
mean,
mean?
bro,
Like,
I've gotten so much bullshit like
What are
that in my
these
DMs too, bro.
I
It's just
swear,
like
just
just
like
garbage. Like
people
you
just
know,
come
like
up with
Yeah.
bullshit when
what?
they're bored. No,
Exactly.
yeah.
Like
I do appreciate Cuffy how you will respond directly to any sort of nonsense and you'll stand up for yourself like every single time. Like I actually
yeah.
I like that. Like I do like that's a little bit
I'm
of a different
I'm
strategy than coach.
I'm the total opposite. I just block all that out. I don't really care. It's just
Turn it
it's
off.
just noise to me. So what is it more is it like an image thing or do you just because I mean for you it's like your profession, it's like
Yeah.
you gotta maintain credibility and there's crazy people online,
That
dude.
that's what scuffed. But the thing is, like the people that are creating those sort of rumors about me, genuinely people want big like orgs, like big American orgs from, and this is what I mean.
Ooh,
Like, so for
that's
me,
yeah.
there's a whole bunch of people that I would refuse to work with. There are people that I would refuse to work with on Thieves, Current FlyQuest, on Heretics. That's already three of the big orgs that I would otherwise want to be on, but I just don't get on with them at all. And from my perspective is, um, I've never found it difficult to socialize. I know that I'm not a freak, you know what I mean? I can speak to people very freely and openly, but at the same time, like I don't know if it was just like how where I was raised, but like if someone like disrespects me, I will happily disrespect them back if that makes sense. Like very openly, and I'm not really
Right.
afraid to hide that. To be fair,
Right. No, agreed. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. That's kind of exactly what Light was talking about earlier. Very similar. No. Yeah. In a lot of ways, like, because I'm not that into the like, I'm not that close to the pro scene. Like, I'm starting to get more into it because I know a lot of y'all that are involved in it, and I want to support y'all and I want to watch y'all and stuff. Like you, Light and Monster, and I know Kurova, and like so like it's cool to watch. But like parts of the pro scene kind of feel like the Wild West right now. Like early Overwatch, where it's just like there's not really a lot of rules, not really a lot of restrictions. Like versus later on in Overwatch when the Overwatch League came out, everything all of a sudden like there was a lot of like red tape and things got like really like like it almost felt like there was no like we never got to look behind the curtain as much as you did in the early days. And like Rivals feels like you kind of get to look behind the curtain of like pros and players like more than you normally would in esports. Like
also the comment by the Riot or why do I say Riot? Still, 10 years ago I played League. Marvel Rivals CEO when you're talking about the competitive,
the producer Danny Koo. Yeah,
You're talking about Danny, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like a lot of that's just like the culture now that we live in with everything being on the internet. I think is a bit of that. I also think it's maybe a less developed scene. Maybe you guys will disagree, but
Well, I think it's like with the orgs as well. It's like there's clearly like no like actual like issues or whatever. But I think between like players, it becomes more personal. At least in my like perspective, like I felt like that was like deeply personal because of the context.
Gotcha. Okay.
yeah, I mean,
Where's that? And you just do you not care about that line? Like, do you not think that there should be a line? Like I guess the question I kind of want to push is like, is drama good for Rivals as a whole? Like, is it good to be kind of, you know, we kind of saw what drama did. I'm not gonna lie, the Kingsman drama for Rivals kind of like increased viewer counts. Like I got a spike in my beginners guides. I think like there was so many views generated. I think Kingsman is probably like our first natural born like massive Rivals streamer. And then like there is some drama that kind of forms in the Rivals esports space, but then there's like people like Danny that kind of want to quell that. They want it to like, we don't really want this drama. How do y'all kind of feel about that? Do you think that there should be more? Is that good, or is that just not really like an organic way to grow the esport?
I mean, I don't think you should actively look for drama in any regard in life. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm all for like trash talk and stuff like that. I think it's cool. Like I don't like being a part of a soft community or anything like that. Like I think it's fine if it happens, but like actively pushing for that, I think is kind of cringe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you shouldn't be like
I'll say where the line is. I think what Sparks said was like way over line. Like I think that was just like totally classless. Personally, I mean I don't know like the personal drama, but like, to me that's too far. To me that's and if you want to take the scene seriously, people like that shouldn't have a voice. Like I that's just my opinion. I mean obviously like back in the League of Legends days of esports, where we're following a lot of the up and coming teams. You know, you talk about Dignitas and TSM and you know Hotshot GG with the you know Counter Logic. Those days were also the wild west, but it was I would say it's like it was. I mean, there were toxic stuff. It was a lot of it was behind the scenes. It was more playful. It was more fun. It was more theatric. I think when it gets too personal, that's when it really ceases to be good for the esport.
I can also understand from Danny's perspective, like this is ultimately like a Marvel game. Like it's an esport. Like we want to take it more seriously, but it's like it's a Marvel esport. Like you want it to be about the games. You don't really want it to be like devolve into like this. I don't know. A lot of nonsense.
I think, and maybe again, that maybe it's just the changing of the times, and maybe I'm just totally off base here. But I think if the best content about your game is just people trash talking each other, the content of the game is probably not that good.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. I might be wrong. Maybe this is just the world we live in now. But that's kind of just how I feel. So I've tried to shy away from that type of stuff, but it tends to find me. But that's just kind of my view on it. But I'd be curious to hear your guys' takes. I mean,
I don't know. I think it's like it's good and bad. It's like it can be perceived as like unprofessional for sure and can have like a bad light, but it can also be good for community engagement and growth and stuff like that. I think it's like too complex, like into situational and specific to like really have a strong opinion about, and like
makes sense. Yeah, I can see that.
I'm laughing because did any of you guys see that Mark Deasy situation with me? Like, did any of
Mm-mm.
you guys see
Oh,
that?
I did see that situation with you. No, that was actually crazy.
What
That
do
was
I
actually
do?
No.
wild.
There's isn't that the cat player?
Yeah, the cat player.
Yeah.
Imperator made a video on Mark Deasy saying like, "Oh, don't listen to Mark Deasy for your Captain America tips" as a hook, and then it was just a Captain America guide, and then like
Yeah.
Mark Deasy is like berating Imp halfway through the video. The video cuts, right? It is on my page, and he's like, "And for you, Cuffy, to repost this video." I was like, "What did I do?" And he's like, "As a
No,
brother, you should be
no,
supporting
That's
me."
rage bait.
Yeah,
That's
no,
rage
I
bait.
saw that, dude. He went in on you. And it got into some really weird areas, like about like I don't even want
Race.
to get.
And
Yeah,
yes,
it was like yeah,
Oh. Whoa.
like it was almost like a how dare you agree with this take
Agree with
that-
Imp over me being a brother. I'm like, what? Is there a British accent tax? Like, what is going on? Like, what is
I know, it
actually
was
going
very,
on?
I like to follow up with all the. I was very the stray you got was crazy out of nowhere.
Anyways,
Just because you agreed with just because you agreed with the conversation, like just like a take on the game, like that's just
Yeah.
that's very odd. Like
I think people try to be like that though, like super controversial and calling people out. It's I think that's a lot of people's like strategy when it comes to making content. I
I don't know. I don't know him at all. To me, it kind of just seemed like he got his feelings hurt a little bit, and he thinks of you
Okay.
as like a voice of authority, Cuffy. So, just the fact that you would kind of side with someone that sides against him was like probably, it probably hurt a little bit. It would like let's say that a video came
mean-
out tomorrow that was like, this Coach Mills guy's a fraud and he's ass, and then you like retweet it or something, and you're like, this guy's right. I'll be like, what the fuck, Cuffy? Hello? I'll be a little mad, but yeah.
the way I see it, if he's coming at you, he must respect your opinion enough to even think to need to do that.
Yep.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's kind of how I've always viewed people coming at me. Is like, oh, you care what I think?
At
know?
least on TikTok, I think you have like the highest voice of authority, at least on Cuffy. Like,
I think
as
in
far
the
as
esports
balance.
scene, yeah, like from
Esports.
esports players and stuff like that. But like my whole USP, like my whole thing is like, don't listen to content creators, listen to the pros.
Yeah,
But it's like,
there's only one other pro or one other pro coach. It's only like Kips on TikTok. and
Yeah,
he doesn't
yeah,
show his
Kips is-
face. He doesn't show his
Yeah.
face, and his content is
his content's
like,
quite good.
cut. It could be better. It needs to be cut better. I'll give him some editing content tips. Hey, Kips, hit me
Yeah.
up if you want to make some better content. But yeah, like as far as like brand recognition and like trust, like I think you have the strongest as far as like pro scene professionalism on TikTok. So
What would be your comment to the critique that pro players, because I think this is a comment we also see a lot, don't have like an accurate grasp on the game? I know you talked about like Celestial, but I mean, real quick, just like for most people, why should someone just playing the game, like whatever, casually in gold, silver, bronze, plat, listen to you over like what's good for the game?
Well, my perspective is we all started in bronze. Some people got out. You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't you listen to people that have literally been in the exact same situation as you and gotten
Yeah.
out?
It's a
Be
great
like-
point.
Also, people who play the game for a living too. Sort of cut you off, Cuffy, but like if you go to the like the fucking NBA or whatever, and you ask like LeBron James, like why are you gonna not listen to LeBron James about how to play basketball? And I'm not saying that I'm LeBron James or that Cuffy's LeBron James. I'm just saying like, it's like if you are playing at D2 high school
bro,
level,
you don't
why are you
understand-
egoing what LeBron James or
don't
anyone in the
understand
NBA is saying?
YMCA games, bro. The meta is
LeBron,
crazy at the YMCA,
It's
bro.
just like
You
it just
wouldn't
makes like
understand,
no
LeBron.
sense.
You don't know
You
shit.
just don't get it.
You're
You just don't get
you're
it.
6'7",
It's like-
LeBron. You don't
Like
understand.
that mentality is why the early season games are so insufferable. When they do the ranked reset and I have to play in lobbies, and like my friends have the same issue too, where like, and I'll see it all over Twitter, you'll play in lobbies with like peak C3 or like they're like career GM players, and they will tell you what to pick, what to ban, how to play the game, and if you don't agree, they crash out and like freak out at you, bro, or like throw the game. It's crazy.
Now, can you
Wow.
imagine my perspective
oh
being
my
in like
God.
GM cell right now and people try and talk to me about what's going on? That's like,
Oh, dude, it's just It's torture. It's just torture.
No, that actually sounds
honestly,
miserable. Cuffy.
the
That sounds-
YMCA games, from experience, actually pretty fun. GM not so much.
Terrible.
that sounds awful.
No, like literally. But no, I mean,
So
I don't know. That's why I always say in my tier list, like they're always for high elo. They're like high elo ranked. They're not competitive, like base and competitive play, because it's like going to be the most amount of people. But I think everyone should do their tier list based on high elo, because you can always get away with any character in low elo because no one is actually doing what they need to be doing to make the character weak or good, right? Like metas don't actually exist in low elo unless there's a character that's like so insanely easy to play that gets a ridiculous amount of value, like Moira or something. Like if you overkitted Moira or overkitted Scarlet, then it would be an issue. But like most of the
Moira
time,
was
it doesn't
overkill,
matter.
But we're not going to talk about that.
But
too.
that's kind of what I say with my tier list. It's like just assume that I'm like looking at top players, because the only difference between high elo and low elo is that you can play less in high elo in comparison to low elo. Low elo, legit, just play anything, bro. Just play anything, get good at anything.
You want.
Right.
Legit, whatever you want.
Yeah, that's another great point. Well, this is a good time to ask this question then. Coach Mills got it down for us. What does the perfect meta look like then? Because I would say the meta right now is somewhat diverse, apart from a few like key characters, right, that we mentioned earlier. What does the perfect meta for this game look like? Are we close to it? Is it something that you think is possible to attain with the current balancing?
If Elsa and Gambit got like hard nerf tomorrow along with like tank pool, do you think the meta would just be like in a perfect state, or would something new broken kind of rise and take its place?
I actually don't know, Cuffy. I think Daredevil would be a problem still, for sure. I think Daredevil, Jean, and Psylocke would be continue to be issues, but like, I think the bigger thing that they need to do is they need to the tank balance is phenomenal. Actually, this is the best the tank balance has ever been. All the tanks are good except for Penny.
Yes.
Now, if you look at support balance, it's better than it used to be. Take away Gambit, pull him down. Then we have Invis, pull her down. Then support balance is looking pretty good. Maybe take away Jeff's team up or nerf Jeff like a little bit. But other than that, supports are fine. But DPS. Bro, it's like you have so many characters that are right here, at least more than half the DPS roster is right here, and you have like 6 characters up here, bro. It's so bad. Like Blade, Fanta, Iron Man, Moon Knight, Scarlet, Squirrel Girl, Black Widow, Hawkeye, so on and so. There's just so many, bro. Like
I got a question for you then, and this is for either of you. What do you say about giving heroes? Because when we had Boger on, I asked, would you ever buff Wanda? He just said, no, don't buff her. Just leave her bad. She's a low elo hero. What if you gave team-ups to... What if you made the bad low elo DPS characters anchors to meta characters, and the team-ups were must-have? Would
Similar
that be
to
a good...
Mag Scarlet.
Mag
from
Scarlet,
Beta?
yeah. I mean,
Would that be a good direction or no?
I think so. Like, I always wondered how they thought about like their team up like philosophy, like how they actually go about what characters they put together.
I feel like they should do that more. Like,
they did Rogue Gambit because they're a couple. Like they're not thinking about shit.
I don't think. I don't think that they're actually. I'm not gonna say that they're not smart enough to do it. I just don't think that they are actively thinking about like what characters can we bring up and like change the meta with certain team ups. Because if you look at the early season team ups versus the current ones now, like by early season I mean like season 0, right? Like we had Gamma Iron Man, we had Double Z Rocket Punisher Bucky, we had Guardian Revival, we had Scarlet
Give me
Mad.
a hint here.
Like these team ups are super impactful, and you would play entire comps around them and draft around them, and they were like everything. Now we get like Adam Storm, fucking Fanta Rocket, Emma Luna, like
Luna
these
White
team ups
Fox.
that are like
I think
Luna
that one's
White.
okay.
I mean Luna White Fox is like okay.
I like
but
that
like
one.
I want the return of get this team up in the game, we win the game. Like let's draft around this, let's make it impactful. Let's bring more characters that are traditionally weaker into the team up as well.
Yeah, it's crazy how like they put like Gambit and Mag on a team up together. When I feel
And
like,
yeah,
like perfect opportunity for them to like pair Gambit. Imagine if they paired Gambit with like fucking Squirrel Girl and it was a broken ass team up or some shit. And then you
Yeah, it
actually
would.
got to see Squirrel Girl in maybe in pro play.
I
Maybe,
don't know how good
maybe.
that
Yeah,
would feel.
exactly.
I don't know how
Good
good that
enough.
would feel.
No, well, you see what I'm saying? Like you
It's
get
good.
a D tier and you drag him
definitely
into
good.
I don't think that they are balancing the game with team ups at all. Like I don't think they're even thinking
No.
about the balance of the
Yeah,
game.
it's
at
such
all.
a missed opportunity too, because I think it's actually a pretty like good system. Like,
Yeah.
I actually like
It's definitely the
idea of
most interesting. Like it's like its trademark as a hero shooter is what does
Yeah.
Marvel Rivals have that Overwatch doesn't? Team ups.
And yeah, my favorite team up personally. I'm curious what you guys think has been the best team up historically. Mine, I mean, obviously I'm a little biased, but the fastball one I feel like is like what everything a team up should be. The Hulk throwing Wolverine.
Yeah, it's good.
It completely changes like how the game is played and what you have to worry about, and it's not just like a flat optimized like DPS boost. Like, oh, we'll just go this because it gives me more damage. And it's like that's not really interesting. I mean, I like things that change the way the game is played. So, what's your favorite team up, or what would you like to see? Something that
Let me
would
check.
be cool.
I actually made a tier
Yeah.
list
I
like
think-
a couple weeks
Oh,
ago.
really?
I kind of
Yeah, pull it
liked
up.
like when it first
pull it
came
up.
out. I thought the Flame NATO was really cool. Like
But
was
that
cool.
was the
visually-
first one that involved two ults, which was why it was so unique in my opinion, right?
I think so.
Because it was a team up
Right.
that revolved around ults, and then obviously they did it with Jeff Nato. I thought that was cool at the time, yeah.
Yeah, it just it
I
took it
was
in a
kind
direction I
of
didn't.
it's kind of
imagine.
trash though. Like Jeff Nato was broken. Like Jeff Nato was, oh my god, broken
Yeah.
when it first came out. No counterplay, but okay. I made a tier list a couple of weeks ago on like all of the team ups ever, and in my like best team ups of all time, I put Guardian Revival, and then under that was Penny Rocket, and then Gambit Rogue, and then Double Z.
Well, those are like the most. You're saying those are the most broken, right? Like they're the
Yeah.
most strong. Yeah.
Yeah, of all time, yeah.
Yeah, Garden Revival is kind of.
Penny Rocket though for
Nice.
ranked, I was so close to putting Penny Rocket as number one. That was ridiculous. Like 60% win rate, Penny Rocket, like double nest.
It had
Oh
like
my
60,
God.
it had 69%.
Dude,
I
like-
was watching that.
You mean
hit
the-
rate. It was fucking crazy. Like,
You mean the best for like winning, not for like what's good
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
game.
yeah.
Sort of-
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. No, that was
Gotcha.
just miserable to play into, bro.
No,
Jeff Nato gone.
y'all don't think that the best designed one of all time is Gamma Squid, or what about Ice?
Best design?
Like, no, I'm just fucking. I'm just fucking. I'm just. The squid ones are fucking. I'm glad that they moved Namor away from that. That's one of those silent changes that they did in Namor that I'm a big fan of. Now, I don't necessarily think I agree with like the current balance state of Namor, but I'm glad he's not a team up bot anymore to be viable.
Yeah.
'Cause he was like that for a while.
I think the more just being able to one tap alts pretty reliably, I feel like it's just such like he can do it to Jeff. He's like cloak most of the time. Like I feel like I mean we could talk about Namor a little bit. Yeah, Punny. He's like Namor's really good, and I think that is an example of balancing a character like going towards a balanced direction that is overall like better for a hero, better for the game. Just making. I mean, obviously I think he's a little overtuned, but like. It's interesting because
Namor looks hella balanced compared to fucking Elsa and
He's
Jean
never-
and all these bullshit characters. Yeah, like
he's never a character that really needed a team up to function super well, but he was always kind of mid without one. Now he's like considered pretty meta. Do you guys want to give your thoughts on like Namor, like and how he's kind of functioning right now, or?
I think he's
Yeah, he's
strong
good.
to be honest. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like
He's
him.
like right outside top 5, I think, Cuffy.
Yeah, and
if I had
then
to
on
put-
top of that with bans, like he is actually quite up there in terms of like
Yeah. I would say like top 5 DPS or Elsa, Psylocke, Jean, Daredevil. Am I missing?
Star-Lord?
No.
No?
No. Star-Lord is like very conditional and like loses every neutral.
Gambit. Yeah. Just Star-Lord
Maybe it
provides.
is Namor. Maybe Namor's 5.
I would say so, potentially.
Yeah.
One thing I want to see in the future for Rivals is I would like to see some more, like, maybe I just want to see more projectile DPS. I think Namor, I don't really consider. I mean, he's kind of a projectile DPS. I don't know how you feel about this, Cuffy, but he doesn't really play like one. Like he plays like a hit scan, like that. That's
Well,
mostly.
I made a TikTok on this as well. Like he would cover a hit scan role.
Right.
But he is obviously a projectile character. Like a lot of the times you'll hear me refer to Namor as a hit scan, but he's not.
Same
I'm
thing
just
with Bucky.
referring to like
Yeah,
the role in which he occupies. Because Bucky is like a Cassidy, right? Like from Overwatch.
I
Like
mean,
Bucky is like
these characters are not really projectile DPS in the way that they play. And I want to see more, like a character like Echo or a character like the new reworked Pharah Or like Rocket Man. Wait, what's the fucking bazooka guy from TF2? Soldier?
Demo?
No,
Was it
not
Demo?
Demo. Well, Demo is what would be considered one of
I
them.
think it is the soldier.
Is it Soldier? Yeah, I'm sorry, it's been forever since I played it, but yeah, he like does rocket jumps and he.
I
Like,
remember
rocket jumps
how he talks.
Yeah,
But
like more true. I'm kind of thinking like fast moving like Quake or Doom Arena or something along those lines. Like I want a true projectile DPS in this game, and we just don't really have one right now. Honestly.
they should just add a
Besides,
first-person character.
Squirrel Girl is like our only real projectile DPS, but like come on.
Torch. What about Torch?
Yeah, Torch is good. Like I like his
But
design.
he's not really a projectile DPS though. I mean, I feel like that character is. Yeah, I mean, he's really just not. He's really not. They need to come out with some, but
They need to do what Elsa and Jean did to Torch, bro. Just take him out back. Just
oh,
get rid of him.
no, they're gonna fucking just slightly nerf her, and it does nothing for like 6 months, and then maybe she'll be. I mean, they haven't even made Jean like not S tier since her launch. So like, are we really expecting them to do that with Elsa?
No, I mean, hell no.
No,
like
not.
nobody is like.
I mean, it took them forever to get us out of the Loki Luna meta. Yeah.
Bro, I'm praying to everything that's good and pure that Black Cat is the most broken character they've ever put. Like, I want this character, because I'm pretty sure she's a melee DPS. I want this hero to be more broken than Prime Torch and Prime Jean and Prime Elsa combined. Please.
Yeah, and then they're gonna.
I want
hotfix it
every
day
hit
one.
scan. Yeah, I want all the Elsa and Hello players to be miserable. I want you all to suffer and just have no enjoyment of this game as long as Black Cat's in it.
Yeah, cause
But she'll probably be terrible. Like, let's keep it 1,000.
I was talking with Lyte earlier, Cuffy, about how it feels like a lot of hit scan DPS. There's other options. Like it's very hard to ban them all out because there's a lot of like similarities between them in the roles that they could play. But like Daredevil kind of stands alone on like an island for dive DPS. But if there was another character that was like Daredevil in strength, it would kind of be much harder to ban out, much harder to like. It would kind of change the meta even more so because right now there's like only one great dive DPS. I mean Psy, but like Daredevil, like he's very unique. There's not like a hella
Yeah. As much as I hate Daredevil, one thing that I like is the things that make him strong do not make him easier, which has led to a lot of situations where a lot of pro teams just straight up don't have a Daredevil player, which has added to like more like nuance and roster building and stuff like that, which is pretty cool because it's like an actual advantage. The thing about these hit scans is they're incredibly easy. Like I don't understand how people think otherwise. Like it's literally hit your shot, get rewarded for it. We're in like a state of the game as
Zero
well.
risk
Like,
too.
Yeah.
Zero risk.
Zero risk. You can misplay, stand behind a tank, and get value. It's ridiculous. And so with these melee DPS, the main reason why people don't play them is one, they're difficult, and two, you just don't even get value from like spending 300 hours on the character. You might not even be able to run it. You know what I mean? Like consistently, which is like insane. Why would you invest 300 hours into anything that is not fun to play? You know what I mean? Like in a practical environment. Stuff.
Yeah, Rivals is just about the only competitive game that I've played where the range characters do more damage than the melee characters in melee.
Yeah. Not only do they do more damage in melee, they beat the melee characters in melee too.
Which like I've been playing a little Deadlock lately. I come from MOBAs, man. That game that game gets it right. Like the melee attacks are the heavy hits. And
if you're playing Vindicta and you get pinned by Abrams, you die. As it should work.
Yeah.
Like if this is Rivals, that Abram would get stunned before he ever reaches the target and get one shot.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little obsessed with that game right now. It's been been a while since a good MOBA has come out, so I'm getting into it now. What you play Lyte? What's your main?
Victor.
Oh, isn't he like terrible right now?
Oh, he's horrible. And I haven't played in like 5 months because they just keep nerfing Victor. So.
Okay. I'm on that Shiv hype train.
Sinclair?
Sinclair.
Ooh, that actually makes sense. I can see that.
Yeah.
Are you good at the game, Cuffy?
Nah, I wouldn't say I'm good at the game. To be fair, like I don't have.
We need to run sometime.
Bro, I'm so down to run some Deadlock.
Yeah.
Game is so fun. It's such a good MOBA. Coming from League, and then I played like 4 or 5 different MOBAs, like pretty hardcore, like I played a couple third-person ones. This is better than any third-person MOBA I've ever played, or shooter aim type MOBA, and it's like not even close. And games they're beating are ones that I was like hooked on. So I'm probably going to be playing Deadlock for a while.
I'm
really
losing
like the
Captain
game.
Coach to Deadlock already.
No, I'm still gonna be playing. I love Hulk too much to quit, but it's so good. It's such a people. I heard enough recommendations for it. I'm like, yeah, I'll try it out.
Yeah, I've been trying to get you to play that game forever, and
Yeah,
I knew you'd like it. I mean, it just makes sense. Like, yeah, the League of Legends background, it just makes sense. Okay, well, one of the big questions I wanted to ask y'all, I just remembered about the map thing. We'll get to that in a second, the fucking map ultrarch thing. But I wanted to ask y'all, how do you feel about the future of Rivals? Like, are you feeling like this is to the pro scene and the state of the game? Like, do you think the game's in a good direction? Do you think the pro scene's in a good direction? Like, for the next year or two, how do you feel about, Cuffy, I'll go you first. How do you feel about the future of the game and the competitive scene?
Yeah, and this might be a crazy take, but like, as much as I like to flame the devs for like really creative decisions, um,
I like how you put that. I like how you put that.
but like, in a weird way, like, I do feel more listened to by NetEase than Blizzard ever made me feel. So like,
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just
No, like we had the same combo last time, bro.
Blizzard and other
I'm
games
sorry,
too. I've had to suffer through Blizzard and WoW and stuff.
Okay, but Blizzard's locked in now. Does that matter?
Yeah,
I mean,
imagine going 9 months
that's
without a
cool.
competitive update.
That's cool. They're locked
That
in
was-
eventually,
that
but
was
they're
WoW
locked in
Arena.
because Rivals slapped them in the fucking face when it came out.
Yeah,
Like,
true,
It was a wake up
true.
call.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think it's for the best. It's for the best.
yeah.
Like everything
I
happened
think
for a reason.
there's been a lot of things from the start of the game that they have fixed. I don't know what comes to mind, but in general, like, even if you're talking about just this patch, like, that was a severe issue. Obviously, they created the issue themselves by introducing Gambit with the old charge and stuff like that, but they fixed it. They fixed it fast. So I do think if they keep doing what they're doing, the game is getting better. Still runs horribly, I will say.
Horribly.
Yeah.
Guys, I
Yeah.
haven't gotten server lag though in like weeks, which is great.
Okay, actually, I haven't actually had got lag either. That's good.
It
Thank
usually
God.
happens at the start of every new patch, I think, because they're adding new models, new textures, new stuff, and then they eventually
them bringing back
optimize
the new
it.
map or the old map or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, Shin Shibuya haven't really been lagging either. Did we want to talk about that map before we close out? Sorry, I mean, we're talking about the seeing through the walls. We never actually touched
We
on,
never
touched
talked
on
about
that
that
map.
fucking map with the wall hacks.
Yeah, but
Creative changes, guys, right? Or-
yeah, man.
Yeah, creative is a word for it. Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
all one of
creative.
man.
I really just don't understand why they did that. Like, just drop the map without the random scan and see-through walls and also ult charge. Like, what actually was the point of adding that to that
It's
map?
is it like supposed to be like a police scanner? I don't even understand what it is.
I don't know. I
Oh.
can't tell what the bot's saying.
That first checkpoint, I feel like you pretty much just like have to portal, right? Like that is so hard to aggress on when you're on offense for that map.
The choke is really small, but actually there's a wall to the right side of the choke that is breakable that opens up the entire
Yeah.
right side lane.
Oh, did
There's
not know
Yeah,
that.
boxes, random boxes stacked in the shape of stairs, and that is like a way that you kind of know it's breakable.
Yeah, I actually
Yeah,
don't even
that's-
hate the map that much.
Oh,
I think the
okay.
map is fine. It's just that scanner is like creative.
Yeah. Well, I guess I just wasn't being creative enough to break down that wall. There.
It makes me wonder. They're willing to do fucking anything with the new map unique feature. Are we gonna get like random fucking fireballs raining down, random damage on the
It's like-
map?
It's
lightning
like
bolts,
we're playing
Panther
a Smash. We're playing Smash with no items, no stage things, and then they just start throwing in the Smash balls.
like,
I was gonna say, give me
Oh,
give me
okay.
a map with no ults. But everyone has
the
buff
thing is,
damage
like,
and healing.
for every person that calls this game uncompetitive, they could really go
Yeah.
fucking crazy, like
Could be worse.
like Smash, like there could be items on the ground that you pick up and throw. Like there could be some bullshit like all over. I hope that this is not the beginning of that, to be honest with you. But,
Or maybe we do want. Be careful what you wish for. We might want that actually. You know, I don't know. Me personally, like we talk about the game's future and like the viability of like the pro scene. I I personally prefer like other esports. I hopefully that can come out as too harsh. I just, for me personally, I think it like hero shooters in general are like not as easy on the viewer as maybe something like a MOBA where it's like top down, everything's very clear. So I think like just from that point of view, competitively, I'd be curious to hear your guys' thoughts. But like, I would think of like ways that you could make the game more watchable. And to me, it's like big, sweeping, like cool things happening to like all the cool Marvel heroes. Like, so maybe it's something like that. Like, where you just chaos mode might be good.
I want to be able to pick who I watch in esports. That'd be great. Like, I want the Lyte POV if they're playing dive. I don't want the random. They're jumping to like a random moment, or like every time Tank Pool pops ult and it's just not on, like the ultimate, like the camera's not on Tank Pool. I'm just like, what the fuck? I can't even see what's going on here.
I'm pretty sure League had that. I think it was a paid service. I might be wrong on that, but that you could actually.
Overwatch had that with Twitch.
Yeah,
and it was the best, like to be able to do.
It was
that.
awesome
because people want to be able to learn. Like that's like I think the educational value of it is high.
Do you think having all the viewers spread out is good for like the psychology around it? Because I know that's something that gets brought up is just like the viewer count, and if you're not hitting a certain amount, people will psychologically just think your esports dead in the water. But like I noticed with Marvel, there's a lot of different stuff happening at all times, which I actually appreciate because there's always something to watch. I don't watch a ton, but I do. If I see like a comp or a hero I really like, I'll tune into a match. People will be like, "Yo, coach, you see." Whatever monster playing Hulk, I'll be like, yeah, I'll go check that out. That looks cool. But for me, that's kind of like my relationship with the esport currently. Maybe that'll change as the game evolves. But I do think it's something worth talking about because at the end of the day, if it's got to be entertaining, and maybe like a chaos like type.
I mean,
it's good.
Every esport is running into these visibility issues. Like Valorant has the same bullshit when there's like an Astra wall. I know y'all don't really play Valorant, but it's basically like a giant wall you can't see through half the screen, and there's smokes every fucking where, and there's flashes, and like no one can see anything, and it's very hard to cast. Overwatch ran into the same problem. It's kind of just like one of those things where it's like
Deadpool.
You watch it enough, you kind of understand the chaos because we're not gonna get less visual clarity or less. We're not gonna get more visual clarity. It's not gonna happen. We're gonna get less as time goes on.
I do think that's the biggest barrier. A game like I don't know Siege or CS:GO, you don't need to play the game to get what's going on. You could actually click on your first ever Siege or CS:GO video, and it be a pro game, and you can be like, oh, this is pretty cool. But like, I mean, even just before I hopped on this call, my real life friends were like looking at me play Rivals, and then they were like, "How do you like see?" And I'm like,
and it's
because here's my theory about the game. I don't really think it matters how many people watch the game because like live, because I watch a lot of the NBA. Like I really like watching basketball. And for a lot of people, the NBA it's a clip sport, meaning like they don't actually really watch the games. They watch clips and highlights and viral moments from the games in post, and those go viral. And it's like the actual viewership of the games don't matter. Like I like to watch the games themselves, but like that most people don't engage with NBA content in that way. In the same way that like you could still get the 5K, like the Daredevil 5K or whatever, and make that a clip that is featured and goes viral without necessarily people having to watch everything unless the people that are like really passionate about it. Like, I think that that's just kind of the way that like esports as a whole is moving. Back then, there was no like when CS was popping off, like esports wise, like there was no TikTok and short form wasn't a big thing. Like clips didn't matter as much as they do now. Like esports, like it's just going to be consumed in a different way, in my opinion, going forward.
That's a good take. Like that's very interesting. I never thought of that. Like the clips for because I feel like you compare it to something like maybe like NFL football, which is an hour of game and then 3 hours, or sorry, an hour of game and then 2 hours of commercials is really and timeouts and stuff is. Like NFL is played at max intensity all the time, and that's why I think people stick around for like a full game of that. Is like I don't know how much NFL you guys watch, but it's like very intense. But like something might not happen each play, then 40 seconds will tick off the clock. But they're playing at 100% every like the NFL players. It's the most injured sport. So you like kind of loop this back to Rivals, man. Like the game is like perma. It's just like perma team fighting. And there's not a lot of like plays where it's like, like CS where you're peeking a corner and it's just like that 1v1, that intense moment. And I don't know, maybe there's like a game mode or something. I've never been a fan of the Convoy personally. I don't. Maybe I'm not like a true hero shooter fan. I've never. I think there's more opportunities to do cooler things with the game. Something that's thrown around with me in my chat was just like maybe like a capture the flag type mode with all like the crazy mobility in the game. I don't know, maybe if that would be like good for pro, but thoughts on like new, like other types of game modes and stuff to maybe break up the cadence of just like because it's exhausting sometimes, I think, as a viewer. But again, maybe this is water in the, it doesn't matter.
I think
It's something I think about.
Yeah. I think one or two gamers can't hurt necessarily. I don't know. I mean, from competing in Overwatch, when Overwatch introduced more game modes than scores to win an official, it got really awkward because two different game mode types counted as like one map. So if you played like one game mode, you then couldn't take them to another game mode because they're in the same slot. And it's
Right.
like that got really complicated. That was my description of it, and I literally competed in the esport, you know what I mean? Like, I can't even tell
Sure.
you the specifics of what maps clashed or anything like that. It was over a year ago, but still, like, I guess, like, different competitions have best of 3 and best of 5. I think that's chill. 5 game modes is fine, because at least then, if it goes to a map 5, it's one of every single game mode. Right now, our best of 5s go straight back to domination, you know what I mean? And then starts the cycle again. But right now, the amount of game modes is best suited for a BO3 because it's like 3 maps, first to 2. At least then, even if it's a map 3, you're gonna get unique game modes every single time.
Right. I mean, I've heard a lot of people, they don't even want domination in the game. Something I hear a lot. I personally think it's cool. I think it's different, and it forces like a different type of fighting, which I think is again good. But yeah, maybe from like the average viewer, you're just seeing all the different game modes. Yeah, maybe it's just like too much, But
I think the game is like, as far as esports is concerned, they've done a really, really good job this season so far with Ignite. Like this esports tab that they have in, where you can go and watch the stream, you can see the rosters. They need to fix the stats, of course, but they even have like a little portion where you can see each player's DPI in their mouse,
Oh,
which is
wow.
really cool.
that is cool.
Like all of that being in client is really revolutionary, and I don't think Overwatch has that, does it?
No.
Correct me if I'm
No,
wrong. But yeah,
100%.
no, I don't think, as far as I know, there's like not a lot of games that have gone
I
to
mean,
the degree that Rivals
I
has
was
to
watching pro matches while I
implement
was
that.
in queue. It was great.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
was sick.
So I think that that's like really, really good, and give them credit where credit's due. I just think like the lack of viewership comes from the game not being balanced well, the matchmaker being horrible. I think the matchmaker is the number one thing that needs to change for everyone. Like balance is something that is up for debate. Like everyone's gonna have their opinions on balance, but I think it's universally agreed. It doesn't really matter if EOMM is real or not because it feels like it's real and the game is just terrible. Like that's the bottom line. The games feel horrible. I don't care if you call it EOMM or whatever your boogeyman word is for it, but the bottom line is I've never heard anyone say anything positive about the quality of the games. Like they just need to fix it. So if they do that, and if they fix the balance, in my opinion, that the horrible balance, of course, you're already going to like naturally have way more players. And then the third thing that I think a lot of people don't really talk about is they need to actually start adding their heavy hitters, bro. Like no one cares about Elsa Bloodstone, no one cares about White Fox, no
Yeah.
one cares about Black Cat, bro. Like get like the big MCU characters in there, man. You know?
Some people care about White Fox. They care about it a lot, actually. I got to do a game with 4 lords on the third day
I
she
mean,
was
that's
out.
'cause they like playing the character. That's
Yeah.
great. I'm happy that people have fun with the hero, but I'm talking about like
Getting
look at
people
Deadpool's
yeah.
look at Deadpool's release, massive. Like one of the biggest spikes since the game even came out. Like I'm sure we're gonna get
it's-
Doctor Doom at
it's
some point
probably
eventually
like-
too, and it's gonna be the same thing. But
They're probably struggling with like they probably want to create more Jeff the Sharks and Luna Snows because like those characters are huge now, and they were not huge before Rivals, but they need to find that balance. We still need more bangers. Like I want Thanos in the fucking game, and like I want there's so many big characters to pull from. 100%.
yeah, or like the X-Men, like Nightcrawler would be huge.
Yeah.
Professor X, I think, is like a massive like missing character as well. that
They should
should
make
add.
him they should make Professor X a shield tank, dude. I'm telling you, that'd be so
Yeah, I
sick.
mean,
Oh, with the mental, like a
Cyclops too.
mental.
Yeah,
They'll
like just-
probably make him a support. I think. You
Yeah,
could easily
probably.
Make him a support.
He should.
Or like
he would be.
like there's a ton of Spider-Man villains they could do that people were talking about as well.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
obviously that might be biased, but like I think
how
it'd be
about a
so
whole
cool
bunch
to
of
have Doc
Spider-Man,
Ock or
bro.
Sandman.
Give me Miles Morales. Give me Gwen
Yeah.
Stacy.
Sure.
Give me.
Yeah, I think people would like. There's a
Miguel
lot
O'Hara.
of people who are just fans of the Marvel IP that don't necessarily play Rivals or video games that much, especially like older generation. And like you would just bring so much more interest into the game if you just started adding more popular characters. It's just that simple.
And
Make Iron Man OP.
And then if you add it, like you bring it to where everybody comes back to the game. Guys, they added Thanos. Boys, let's get on the game. Let's six stack. Like bring back six stacking for all the way up to Eternity,
Oh,
maybe
they-
Celestial.
Preach.
Let you
dude.
queue with your boys. Let you
they-
queue with your boys. Fix the match quality so it's not coin flip, and the game is gonna blow up. Like it's that simple.
They gotta bring back stacking.
I'm not
I
gonna
totally
lie.
agree.
If they ever wanted to, they could go crazy with drops, like on Ignite. Like they give away a
Yeah.
skin, but like they could give away. Like imagine if they gave away like $5 worth of fucking skin credits or some shit if you watched for 3 hours. Like you're getting 50K people minimum. Like watching that shit. Like people are farming that shit.
Yeah, sure.
So Cuffy, to kind of close things out, and I want to ask you both, but let me start with you, Cuffy. One ability, ultimate, or mechanic from a different game that you want to see in Rivals that you think would enhance the experience of the game for a future character. What would that be?
Wow.
That's a big question.
Such...
Yeah, I know. That's a lot. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
And we can give you time to think I'll give my answer while you're thinking. My answer was Octane's jump pad. Like I would love a jump pad that you could place that could get everyone the high ground, but enemies could use it too. Like it's like a deployable that both teams could use it. There's also like Halo has something similar where you throw it on the ground and you can kind of float up, but this one would be like more like of a bounce.
Yeah.
I got one too. If you stall for time a bit more, how about just like mana? The idea of having a limited resource bar for your healing, I would totally be more interested. That's because that's more.
Ooh, like
Wouldn't
give
that-
you a legit spellcaster. There could be a spellcaster in the game.
Oh, that'd be
The mana.
like a ability based support, like purely ability based
What was
support
the name
could
of
also
your
be.
Discord again? Like it was like something.
Discord for winners.
Oh no, I was thinking of the mana one, the magician one.
Oh, Merlin.
Merlin, Order of Merlin.
Yeah.
But like, what is the closest like spellcaster character in the Marvel universe? I'm trying to even think. But that would be mad interesting.
Scarlet Witch, Agatha, Doctor Strange, Wong,
Oh yeah.
Doctor Doom.
Oh yeah, they could do a lot.
Oh, Domino would be cool too. Just like like an
A
RNG.
luck bar.
Oh, no, that would be corny.
RNG.
Like, oh my god.
Imagine
Power falls as she walks like right on the enemy team. Like,
Imagine she has a bar that like as the bar goes up, her luck gets better, and she legitimately can dodge.
I don't want any
luck
more.
bar.
I don't want any more upgrade instinct characters. I'm good. Like,
No, the luck is you just get better teammates. You get
yeah.
No,
you get
that
two
would be
support
Good,
mates
better
every
match
time.
quality.
Selecting this character affects your odds. Like of getting better teammates. Holy shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, nah. So I'm thinking about this question and like, to be honest, I'm gonna waffle to stall myself some more time. But like, yeah, I'm thinking trying to stay away from like a typical esports or at least like typical hero shooters. So like I'm not really thinking in the direction of Overwatch. Random shout, but do you remember when Steve came to Smash Bros? And then obviously there was
Most
like
broken
corrupting
character.
I
player
hate
mechanics
him.
and stuff like that. That was like really unique. And I was also thinking about
It was creative for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And
Man,
just
Smash gives me a ton of ideas. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. I'm going back to random bullshit. I think Mr. Game & Watch is RNG done right. I think he's like one of the only examples of RNG done right because it's like I don't know if you know
Yeah,
what
what
that
about
does.
Luigi?
I don't even
That
know what
one's
he does. I don't know.
sideways head.
What's
like,
his? What's that called? A misfire. A misfire.
Misfire, right?
Oh,
Yeah. So Luigi has his side B. He like he like charges himself and he like headbutts you, but there's a 1 in 10 chance that it will get like a super empowered version where he'll go super fast, he'll hit you for like 4 times the damage, and it's an instant kill if you're above a certain
Blow
percentage.
you off the map.
But it's also super punishable and super slow, so if you don't misfire, you just use it, you just kill yourself. So it's like,
Captain America has one with his knee that if you hit, it's like the sweet spot, and
Falcon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I say Captain America?
You said Captain
I
America.
also-
Oh, Captain Falcon. That's my main.
I also
Falcon,
want something like Jigglypuff's Rest. Like, I want something that if I miss it, I'm fucking dead. But if I hit it, you're dead. Like, or maybe you're dead, but I'm asleep, or so. I don't know. I like that too.
Oh, sorry, we interrupted you, Cuffy. What were you saying?
No, I mean like that's sort of the direction, the Smash Bros. Sort of direction. I'm also
That's
thinking
interesting. That's
if
interesting
you
good
could,
direction.
yeah, or like surely like I'm a big fan of like the Borderlands games. There's surely something from a skill tree somewhere that is like a
Ooh, yeah.
really really nice concept, but
We're trying to think of like an ability to add to rivals that isn't in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from other games. Yeah, or Ultimate. Like, just some effect that, like... Because I think that there's a lot of places they haven't gone. Like, there's definitely a lot of places they haven't gone.
They don't have a fear mechanic, to my knowledge. I don't think they have a fear, which is like your character runs away uncontrollably.
Yo, this game needs a disarm. That's what it needs. It needs a disarm. Like Mo and Krill,
Oh, okay.
it turns your
so
gun off. Oh my
That would
god,
actually
please.
be crazy.
That's
Give
a
that-
great idea.
Give that
Yeah.
to a tank.
Tank, yeah, like
Yep.
that. Great idea. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. This game needs
Yeah,
a
give me
disarm
a
now. Now I'm
tank that
thinking-
can fly and has a defense matrix. Yeah, I think about that a lot. Yeah, that'd be sick. There's so many cool effects that they could add in this game. I'm very interested in how like Deadpool basically was nothing like I imagined him to be, but not in a bad way. Like, I really like it when they kind of completely break my expectations of what a character can be.
Yeah, Deadpool's sick.
Yeah, and I hope
Someone-
they do that more.
Yeah, someone told me Cyclops is going to be a tank because he just laser zap any bullets
Yeah,
coming
he'll
in.
be-
I'm like,
Telling-
Like, bro, I
Support,
swear on
bro.
everything, he's gonna be a DPS and he's gonna bebop ult.
yeah.
I'm telling
There's
you,
no
I
way
want
he
him to
doesn't
be
have
a
bebop
support,
ult. There's
bro.
no way he doesn't have bebop ult.
I
No,
want
he'll be a
I
DPS.
want
There's
a
no way he's not a
bard.
DPS
I
either.
want a
I
bard,
agree.
Like a commanding. Give me a commanding shout. Like a support that actually like buffs the team's speed, damage. Ult char like they have different shout. Like a bard, like a bard from League of Legends or any other.
Like another Mantis.
Well, not just damage though. Like not just damage and
Yeah.
heals. Like maybe movement speed could be one of them, or maybe you give them, a
More ammo or something like Rocket.
What's
could
your
have some,
opinion
yeah.
of like a sim or like a Wraith TP or something like that? That's like not like a something that's not like a strange TP, but something that can actively transport people that are lower mobility
I actually
mid-life.
like that. I actually like that shit.
Yeah.
On ability would be really cool. Not that we can use kind of often and.
Yeah, I
reposition.
think
Would be
Doorman
really
is
cool.
so cool. Doorman.
I
for me
love
is
Doorman.
so
No,
cool.
no.
Doorman is
I
my
think that character is so
No, I
cool.
actually
no.
like
Number
Doorman a lot
two.
too, bro.
No, we don't need more characters like Angela. Doorman would just be Angela, bro. Like he orbits around his team and then he just shuts you down from doing everything. It's boring.
But wouldn't
Like,
it be
no
so
one wants
sick? Wouldn't it be so
Doorman, bro.
sick to know like that Luna is like 10 to ult, and you're like, all right, you're in the fucking Shadow Realm, and now
I mean, I
they
think
don't have
a
win
mechanic
condition.
like that, yeah, like a Mordekaiser ult or an ISO ult from Valorant, where like you put yourself in a
Yes.
1v1 with this character, that would be cool. I think it'd be problematic, but it would be cool.
It'd be so good. It'd be so.
But
fun.
not Doorman. 'Cause Doorman's is uninteractive. He just point and click, and you have no chance. Like at least with ISO and Mord, like you're at a disadvantage, but you could still win. Like it's not
Hey,
completely
you do
over.
It. You just get counterspell, bro. Just counter it, easy. In Deadlock.
Yeah, let me get counterspell and rivals for Dormant. Like
I
no.
was,
That's
I mean,
actually
this
true.
this may seem basic, but I'm like new to the game, so it's really amusing to me. I had a doorman on my team actually earlier today, who I guess leveled up his doors so much and had so much like spell power or whatever. I don't even know what it's
Expansion.
called. Yeah, the Greater Expand, Mystic Expansion. He put a door in his spawn, and then he would push people through another door like way out in the map, and he'd spawn
Yeah,
killed like
and
at
push
least.
you at the spawn.
Yeah, dude. I that's insane.
Cornball.
Insane
Cornball.
mechanic. I've never like that's so broken.
Yeah, like his kit is so cool because it like all interacts with each other and loops together. Like if you get a door set up under a walker or in your base and then you ult someone, the ult stuns them and you can perfectly time your cart to push them through the door to go to the other side of the map and then you follow them through and close the door. Like it's cool. But is it fun? No, because the ult took no skill.
It's fun for the doorman. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Especially if you use Vortex Web as well. Like, all right, like I guess, bro.
I don't know if this is showing. This is my doorman game. Getting into it.
You're playing doorman. I didn't know you were playing doorman.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
Top damage. Well, I saw him do that. I'm like, I gotta play this character.
Oh,
Top damage on
shit.
doorman. We're doing it, boys. We're doing it.
Wait, are you streaming after this, Captain Coach? You're probably streaming.
Yeah, I'll probably stream. Anyway, great
but
pod,
yeah.
boys.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much all the questions I had. Is there any closing thoughts y'all want to have?
Yeah, I want to know like what y'all's thoughts are of season 7, like as a whole compared to the rest of the previous seasons. Like in my opinion, the game started off up here and it's been slowly declining in quality. But I think we stopped the bleeding with season 7.
100%.
And the 20% ult nerf was really good. And we actually saw some nerfs to Gambit and Else, even though they weren't enough and they're still like broken. But at least it's like the game stopped sinking, right?
Yeah,
we're still drowning right now, but we're not seeking any further.
All of season 6 was terrible. It was like
Hard agree.
so unenjoyable. It was insane. And season 7 did a 180 on that, which is like that's
I wouldn't say maybe a 90.
Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, it's just like you're going back up the hill.
Maybe a 40, maybe 45.
Okay,
maybe a 45 actually.
I think I would say season 7 is probably better than season 5 as well. I think I liked season 4, and before that, I think it was all right. It's kind of hard because the early seasons are just so filled with nostalgia that that slowly fades over time. Like season 0 was obviously peak. Season 1 was still like peak from season 0. But like at a certain point, like the problems kind of rise to the surface.
Even like the Gambit release, even though now we know he's super OP, when he first came out, it's like, oh my god, a support that actually has offensive stuff. So I mean, I think if they keep adding stuff, I think season 7's great. I think, like you said, stop the bleeding. I'm right there with you. I think if they just keep listening to the community, listening to the right people, I think this game will be in a good spot in a year or two. I think it's headed in the right direction. But we said that I want to say in season 5, and then season 6 came and it hit us with a dud of a patch.
Right.
So we're like, let's see what they do, if they can keep it up.
The fact they did this change at all, the old nerf change, I just never thought that they would do it. I mean, if it was Blizzard, they would not just ignore us. Like they would have just not listened at all. And they did it. They actually did that change, which I hope they do it a little more though. I want a little more old nerfs, but there probably is a point of diminishing returns with how much you can nerf ult charge.
I think it's in the right spot. I initially wanted more than I played it. I'm like, I think it feels pretty good. I actually like where it's at, to be honest.
What do you think? What do you think, Cuffy? How do you feel about?
Yeah, I mean the season feels really good. Like I think it's the first season since season maybe 0, season 1, where like I'm losing games, but like losing doesn't feel that bad. Obviously, there is still the aspect of the coin flip that does feel very bad. But like in comparison to losing games in season 6, it was bad 100% of my losses. Like it felt horrible, like I was being pummeled. Now it's bad maybe 60% of my losses, maybe 70% of my losses. You know what I mean? But nah, very positive changes. We need to kill Elsa. We need to kill Gambit. Maybe maim Tank Pool. We don't need to kill him. But when those 3 characters are like out of circulation,
Mantis. Don't let her fly under the radar either.
He's just going to regenerate.
Yeah, no, facts. We do need to kill Mantis as well. But outside of that, it would be really nice to actually see team environments draft around rosters, team environments create their own strategies. Imagine if teams in pro play were like very unique, similar to other esports, where there's not one tippity top thing, but instead you're drafting around my players because I know my player is the best in the world at this character and my player is the best in the world at this character. It would be non-mirrors, it would be completely different comp matchups, and then that would add like a different layer to like competing as well, because how does my comp play into this comp? What adaptations do we need to make? know 2 games will be the same if that is the case, but as of right now, games are very similar.
Right.
Mm.
Just because of the strength of those top characters, right? Just the overwhelming
Mhm.
strength.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, all right. Well, thanks for coming on the pod, guys. Cuffy, where can people find you if they want to support you? They want to hear your takes.
Yeah. So mainly Coach Cuffy with no spaces on TikTok, and I have actually been trying to stick to at least a bi-weekly schedule on YouTube, Coach Cuffy with a space. My 2 most used social medias.
Awesome. Awesome. What about you, Lyte? Most people know you, but for those who
Yeah, it's
don't,
just Lyte PK on Twitch, live every day. Lyte PK on like all socials actually. But
You're starting a
yeah.
podcast, right?
um yeah, Imperator. It's like me, Imperator, Day, Jitword. I have to check. I think Quackley's on it too. I think.
Oh yeah.
And Luke. And we're just gonna
oh,
shoot the shit.
what the
That,
fuck?
that
Yeah, we
sounds
just-
that sounds good actually.
Yeah,
That
we're just
sounds
gonna shoot
fire.
the shit. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but I mean, you guys will know if you follow me. So go do all that stuff,
Yeah,
Lyte
that
PK
sounds
everywhere, and thanks for having me
Let's
on
go.
again, boys. Appreciate it.
You gotta get us
Absolutely.
on that podcast at some point.
Yes,
That-
bro.
that's
Yeah,
what I wanna
yeah,
be on.
yeah.
Royal Rumble, that's a lot of people.
The
Yeah.
Royal Rumble,
That's
that's
fun.
fire.
Fucking crazy. Yeah, we've only ever done 4 people, but I've thought about doing like 8, and it would be just chaos, like
Yeah.
just nonstop. But it might be fun.
I
But
feel like those guys would benefit from the chaos, though. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah. Probably,
Yeah, that's a
yeah.
good group. That's a
Yeah.
good group for sure. That's fuck yeah.
Well, anyways, thank you guys for coming. Make sure to smash the like, subscribe, and we will see you next time. Bye.